From pretty much the present, this is your host, Adam Graham, welcoming you to a week of old-time radio detective podcast from 2013. Because these podcast episodes are quite old, offers and information contained in them are not valid unless they are reflected on our website at greatdetectives.net. Now enjoy a week of podcasts from our archives at the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. If you have a comment, email it to me, box13@greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. Well, before we do get started, I want to let you know today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners, and you can support the show over at support.greatdetectives.net. And I also want to remind you that going over at thewar.greatdetectives.net, my World War II old-time radio podcast, we're playing wartime Christmas episodes for the next 3 days, so you can check that out over at thewar.greatdetectives.net. Now it's time to go ahead and take a listen to The Laughing Matter, Parts 1 and 2. Since we're resetting a bit, these episodes, I should say, are from June 11th and 12th of 1952.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Ed Renser, Johnny, Union States Casualty Company.
Oh, hi, Ed. I heard you were trying to reach me.
Yes, indeed. Plane leaves in 2 hours.
For where?
Ensenada. It's a port on the west coast of Mexico, south...
Yeah, I know, Ed. I know. I've been there.
Well,
but
now, Charlie Burton is down there, Johnny. You know, the big nightclub TV comic. You know, good old, lovable, boyish Charlie?
I've seen his show.
Who hasn't? Really keeps you screaming, doesn't he?
Oh, he is a killer.
Eesh.
So what do I do? Go out there and scream it up for him?
You go out there and keep him alive. Someone's threatened to murder him.
One of his audience, maybe?
No, wait, Johnny, this is no laughing matter. Anything happens to Charlie Burton, I cut my throat.
Hey, you really do like his show.
We're carrying $500,000 worth of insurance on that boy.
Tonight, and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Home Office, Union States Casualty Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Laughing Matter. Item 1, $221.50. Transportation by scheduled airline to San Diego, incidentals there, and charter plane for a flight 80 miles south into Mexico. To Ensenada. Item 2, $1.90. Taxi from the plowed ground airstrip to the Carrara marble foyer of the Plush Balboa Beach Hotel. The contrast was typical. Ensenada is 2 towns, really. The tourist town is a glittering belt of pseudo-swank resorts around the south end of the bay. Bald-headed men in flowery sports shirts and fat women in shorts, loaded down with cameras, souvenirs, and U.S. dollars. The loafing town. And next to it, the rows of warehouses and docks, the fishing fleets and freezer plants, narrow dirt streets and slums. Soft-eyed Mexicans and the gentle liquid sound of Spanish. Native town, the working town. 2 different ways of life, and no bridge of understanding between. The executive producer of the Charlie Burton Show, a man named Frank Maltz, was in my room 5 minutes after I checked in.
Glad to know you, Mr. Dollar.
He was probably in his middle 40s, but looked older, haggard, pressured, a little battered around the edges. He might not have his ulcer yet, but he was sure working on one.
Didn't waste much time getting here.
Well, that phone call of yours got them pretty upset back there in Hartford.
I meant for it,
So
too.
I gathered. Have you called in the local authorities, Mr. Maltz?
No.
Why not?
It wouldn't have done any good. Charlie'd have blown his top and had him thrown out.
Good old lovable Charlie?
Yes.
He doesn't know you phoned Hartford.
No, he'd have stopped me if he'd known.
Why? Does he want to die?
Oh, he says he's had murder threats before, crank letters. He wouldn't take it seriously.
But you do, is that it?
I didn't figure it was up to me to decide.
As I understand it, Mr. Maltz, there was a note of some kind slipped under Burton's door.
That's right.
Well, tell me about it, will you?
All right, yesterday evening, after we came back from shooting some scenes around the bay, we went to our room, shower, clean up for dinner. You know? When Charlie started to leave his room, he saw the note.
Where is his room?
Fourth one down on the terrace to the left. All our rooms open onto this same terrace.
Do you still have that note?
No. Charlie tore it up after he read it.
Did he show it to anybody?
Yes, to me. It was on stationery from the hotel here. It was in pencil and crudely printed.
Remember the wording?
Oh, yes. It said, "Only the gods are immortal, Burton. As you'll soon find out, you'll never leave Ensenada alive."
Kind of an odd way of putting it.
I thought so myself.
Know anyone who might use that style of phrasing?
No, I'm afraid not.
All right. What else, Mr. Maltz?
Nothing else. Those are the facts.
Anything happened since the note?
Not as far as I know.
Burton could be right, of course. The whole thing may be a hoax.
Yeah, maybe, but that's for you to decide, not me.
Who do you know who might think they had a reason to kill him?
Aha. I think I'll let you form your own conclusions on that.
No, thanks, Mr. Maltz. That's very thoughtful of you.
All right, I'm sorry. I realize I haven't given you much to go on.
Practically
I
nothing.
can't help it, Dollar. That's all I know about it.
I see.
Well, talk to the others. See what they know about it.
Others?
Well, I was thinking mainly of Gloria Dale and Al Schreiber. And there's Charlie himself, of course.
Suppose you brief me on those other two.
All right. Gloria Dale's the feminine lead.
Oh, yeah, I've seen her on TV.
Yeah, probably. She's been with the show for 3 years. She's in her late 20s. She's single. She's gorgeous. She has a terrific sense of comedy.
How does she get along with old, lovable Charlie?
Good question. Maybe she can give you an answer to it.
All right, I'll ask her. And who was that other one you mentioned?
Al Schreiber? Yeah, he's a young newcomer. He's been with the show 6 months now. A real talent, if he were ever given a chance to show it.
Why isn't he given a chance?
Because on the Charlie Burton Show, my friend, there is one and only one star, namely...
Good old, lovable boyish Charlie Burton.
Oh, you've been reading the press release.
Well, as a matter of fact, I have. All right, who else?
No, that's all. At least all that mattered. The camera crew, the technicians who were sent up from Churubusco in Mexico City, they never heard of Charlie Burton before. And we haven't had much of any contact with anyone here in town. Now, I think that note was written by somebody right here in the family. That's another reason I sent for you instead of the local police.
Just why did you send for me, Mr. Maltz?
What do you mean?
How do you feel about Charlie Burton?
Haven't you guessed?
More or less, I think.
Well, I'll spell it right out for you, Mr. Dollar. I hate his guts.
And what do you care whether he's murdered or not?
Care, I'd get roaring drunk to celebrate it.
And yet you're the one who phoned an SOS to Hartford.
Well, sure. If Burton does get it, I want an expert around. Somebody will tag the right party for the crime.
A matter of justice. Is that it?
Why not?
Oh, because it's usually just a word people talk about. What they really want is to win.
Ah.
Is that what you want, Mr. Maltz?
Very funny. You ought to go on television.
No, I'm waiting till they perfect it.
I feel the same way about murder.
So the legend of lovable Charlie was starting to crack. One person at least didn't love him, Frank Maltz, his executive producer. And there was something else besides hate in Frank Maltz's eyes, a weariness or bitterness, something I couldn't quite place. I filed the thought for the moment, took time to shower and change, and went looking for another pair of eyes, a prettier pair. And I found them, alone on the terrace with their owner. They were turned toward the west, toward the last golden edge of the sun as it sank into the Pacific. They were big and blue. Very lovely.
Hello there.
How are you, Miss Dale?
Miss...
I'm Johnny Dollar. I just got in from Hartford, and I've been talking with Frank Maltz.
Oh, you must be with the advertising sponsor.
No, I'm an insurance investigator.
Huh?
Yes, I'm here in regard to that threatening note that Mr. Burton received.
Oh, that.
You've heard about it, then?
Oh, we all heard about it. Interminably.
From Burton, you mean?
Who else? Oh, he paced and posed and beat his breast. He wept and stormed and shouted at us. Harangued, accused, and monologued us. Our base ingratitude after all he'd done for us. Done to us, he should have said. That one of us, a viper in his bosom, should stoop to such a practical joke on good old luck. If it was a practical joke, what are you doing down here?
You think it was a joke, Miss Dale?
I don't, but Charlie himself... Do you mean somebody really meant that threat?
Maybe.
Well, what do you know?
Any idea as to who might have written it?
Sure. Anybody who knows him.
Is he that bad, actually?
Mr. Dollar, you've heard the expression horrid old man.
Yeah.
Well, if Charlie Burton worked for years to improve himself, really tried, eventually he might lift himself up high enough to be a horrid old man.
Well, if it's like that, why do you stick around?
Why do I? Because I signed a contract last year during an emotional crisis. And it's got 2 more years to run.
Break it. Breathe a little clean air for a change.
I'd be dead professionally, and that's about all I've got in life now. Professional career, such as it is.
Same thing apply to Frank Maltz?
Yep, contract. Executive producer is just a title. The Charlie Burton Show is owned by Charlie Burton, lock, stock, barrel, and the souls of the employees.
Something of a dictator, huh?
Egomaniac. He's a pre-adolescent paranoid with the ethics of a rattlesnake and the jealous instincts of a Turkish harem master. Oh, forgive me, Mr. Dollar. I had that line in a play once, but it still fits him.
Tell me the truth, Miss Dale. Did you write that note?
I'm a female comic, Mr. Dollar.
So?
So who can write?
Gloria.
Out here, Al, on the terrace. Al Schreiber, have you met him yet?
No, but I've got him on the list.
That may turn out to be quite a list before you're through.
Downstairs bar at 7, honey. That's what you said. Downstairs bar at 7.
Yeah, I know. I'm going in and change right now. Al, this is Johnny Dollar, Al Schreiber.
Hello, Al.
How are you? Glad to see you.
Mr. Dollar's an insurance investigator. He's here about that murder threat Charlie got.
You mean that note was for real?
Could be.
Well, happy days. Baby, there's hope for us yet.
Careful, Al. Mr. Dollar's making a list.
Sweetie, I'd be proud to confess. Only I didn't think of the idea, and besides, I'm a coward.
Did either of you actually see that note?
No, but we heard about it.
So I understand.
How does insurance figure in this? You mean some company actually wrote a policy on that earthworm?
To the tune of $500,000.
Holy Hannah, who's he worth that much to?
His sponsor, the advertising client. I doubt if it's personal, really. They're just protecting their investment in the show.
$500,000 fish. For a phony old fake who weighs in at a fast 30 cents. Say, maybe they're out to kill him and make a profit for themselves.
Yeah, I'll put them on the list. And I take it you're in the club, too, Al.
Club?
At least you're not wearing a Love Charlie Burton button.
Oh, sir. All I am, ever was, or hope to be in any future life. All I have, ever had, or expect to have at any time, notwithstanding. The foregoing to supersede any previous statement, and irregardless of any utterance made hereafter. I owe in its entirety, and without any reservation whatsoever, to my one and only benefactor. That sterling, magnanimous, warm-hearted, genial... I'll bet you think I'm only saying that because it's in my contract.
Did you write the note, Al?
I don't know what to say until I check with my writers.
Yeah, I have the same problem with my underwriters.
Say, that's not bad, Mr. Dollar. You know, you ought to try television.
I'm waiting till they perfect it. Item 3, 80 cents, one drink. I had it sent from the bar and sat on the terrace alone and drank it. I watched the sun die in the west and let the soft night creep out of the hills of Mexico and sink down over me in gentle folds. Then I saw a man slip from the shadowed shrubbery and move cautiously up the terrace, a pale ghost dressed in the white cotton of a peon worker. As I came quietly to my feet, a girl ran from inside somewhere, clung to him, and stopped him. They argued fiercely for a moment and guarded Spanish. Then the man turned and saw me and vanished into the darkness of the hotel gardens. The girl faced me for an instant, with eyes like frightened doves. Then she, too, turned and fled. But I'd recognize her. She was the hotel maid who'd brought ice to my room when I first arrived. So it was a lover's meeting, most likely. And yet, the man, before she stopped him, had been heading across the terrace toward Charlie Burton's room. Johnny Dollar.
This is Charlie Burton, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, yes. Was hoping you'd come out of seclusion.
Seclusion?
I arrived in Ensenada at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's now 10 p.m., and I still haven't been able to see the man I'm supposed to protect.
I did not invite you here, Mr. Dollar. I do not need any protection.
Well, my insurance company doesn't agree with you, and they've got $500,000 riding on your life.
Look, my life has not been threatened. That note was a mere bit of buffoonery perpetrated by one of those nearest and dearest to me. One of those to whom I have unstintingly devoted my entire...
knock it off, Burton. I know the good old lovable Charlie legend, and I've seen your TV show.
Well, naturally.
Look, are you going to talk to me, or do I wire my company to cancel your policy and notify your sponsor that you've refused to cooperate with us?
Mr. Dollar, you may come down to my room in 10 minutes.
I'll be there in an hour, Burton. You wait on me for a change. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Ensenada, Mexico, to the Home Office, Union States Casualty Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, The Laughing Matter. Expense account continued. Item 5, $1.40. Taxi from the hotel in the village to the Commandancia of Police on Frente Avenue. I wanted a rundown of one of the maids at the hotel, a girl named Velena Morales. I'd seen her on the hotel terrace shortly after dark near Charlie Burton's room. Seen her arguing with some man who'd managed to slip away from me in the darkness. Captain Peral said he'd check with me later and politely avoided asking what it was all about. If he had, I couldn't have told him. The Charlie Burton comedy show was on location at Ensenada, Mexico, and Frank Maltz, the producer, had frantically phoned Hartford and claimed Burton's life had been threatened. Burton thought it was a practical joke. Maltz didn't know. Neither did I. But I was there to find out. Hiya.
You are Mr. John Dollar, I assume.
You couldn't assume any corrector. Mind if I come in?
By all means, do.
Thanks.
I am Charles Burton, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah, I know. I've seen your face in a number of saloons.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, on their television sets.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, sit down, Mr. Dollar.
I just did.
Yes, so I noticed. Well, I don't imagine you'll be here long enough for me to have something sent up from there.
Oh, I'm sure I will. I'll have scotch on the rocks. Double.
I see. Room service, please. There's Mr. Burton in Suite D. Please send up one scotch on the rocks.
Double.
Make it double. Oh, just a moment, please. By the way, Mr. Dollar, what is your room number?
I can't seem to remember it at the moment. Why don't you just charge it to yours and then bill me for it later?
If you think you're... Room service, cancel that order. Yes, I said cancel it. I will not tolerate this high-handed attitude from a hireling, sir.
But not your hireling, Burton. Now, let's get a few things straight right now. From what I've heard about you up to now, I don't like you. And when I get to know you better, you like it or not.
And I certainly do not.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh.
Try throwing your weight around with the insurance company, and they'll cancel your policy. And if that happens, you'll have sponsor trouble right up to your neck.
If you think you can
I think you're not going to let it happen, Burton. You can't afford to. So cut out the kidding and let's get on with it.
You know, I like you, Dollar. You're so uninhibited. I'm going to buy you that...
Nope, sorry.
Why not?
I didn't want it in the first place. It was only a way to get your goat, break down that phony guard. But have one yourself, though.
Now, drinking is not one of my vices.
Oh, so that explains it.
Explains what?
It wasn't one of Hitler's vices, either.
You're so delightfully insulting, you know. One can hardly take offense.
Too bad. I'd hope for better results.
Would you mind telling me just who exactly is responsible for this prejudiced opinion you have of me?
Well, as I remember, it was fairly unanimous.
As I know, you talked to Frank Maltz. Maltz, of course, is bitter because he hasn't been given complete control of my show.
Or any control, the way I hear it.
As long as it's the Charlie Burton show, Mr. Dollar, Charlie Burton intends to run it.
Only the gods are immortal. Isn't that what the murder threat said?
I'll get to that. Then there's Gloria Dale, my leading lady. Dear Gloria. I suppose she told you I've treated her very badly. Practically forced her to sign a contract that pays her several $1,000s a week. A hideous fate, actually.
It could be.
And Al Schreiber? Did he mention the fact that I took him out of a 40-a-week burlesque house and taught him the subtleties of high-class, big-time comedy? Things that I had spent a lifetime perfecting.
Look, Burton, if you're trying to convince me of your fine, sterling character, forget it. It's irrelevant. I'm here because...
You're here because of that note, and that's exactly what I'm getting at. You think it was written by one of those three people, don't you?
Right.
Well, I agree with you. But you also take the threat seriously. I don't.
Why not?
Because not one of them has any reason to kill me. Yes, I know how they talk. They're underpaid, overworked. The boss is a tyrant. They hate him, the same old patter. And that kind of talk never leads to murder, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah, you've got a point there, I guess.
That note was pushed under my door yesterday as a crude attempt at a joke. Nothing else. Then Maltz lost his head and had you sent down here from Hartford. And the whole thing has become ridiculous.
You may be right. Well...
You sure you won't have that drink?
No, thanks. Oh, by the way, there's a maid at the hotel here. I believe she works all the rooms along the terrace here. A small girl, very pretty, with short curly hair.
Oh, yes, Velina.
Well, you've noticed her then?
Oh, quite. I find her utterly charming.
Would you happen to know whether she's married?
I really didn't bother to ask. Does it matter?
Not to me, but it might to her husband.
You are determined, aren't you?
There must be some reason why you're so scared.
Scared? You do have a preposterous imagination. Good night, Mr. Dollar.
It wasn't my imagination. Burton was scared, or worried, or upset. At any rate, something was bothering him. But at the moment, he was covering up for some reason, and there was nothing more I could do to push him. So I gave up for the time being and went back to my room. But I wasn't ready for sleep, and the terrace outside my windows lying empty in the moonlight seemed inviting. And even more so, the sound of breakers 100 yards beyond. I followed a winding path through the hotel gardens and came out into Sandy Cove. And there I found her, Gloria Dale, sitting on the sea-worn rocks by the water's edge, with a bottle beside her, getting quietly drunk.
You've discovered my guilty secret, Mr. Dollar, and I've only got one glass. It's that or the bottle.
I'll share the glass with you, if it's all right.
Sure. There you are.
Thanks. Here's to the moon, people.
They seem real close tonight, don't they?
Yeah, they'll be dancing out there on the water by midnight.
I think you're as crazy as I am.
Crazier. You're not even in the same league.
I'm glad you came. I go sort of nuts on moonlit nights by myself.
Hey, what happened to Al? Weren't you two together?
I sent him off to bed. He gets a little wearing sometimes.
He's real gone on you, isn't he?
I guess so.
And you?
He's a good guy. I like him a lot. He's fine, but...
But no click, huh?
No click. Here's to better clicks.
Hey, easy, kid. You're drinking it straight, you know.
Help yourself.
What are you trying to do to yourself, Gloria?
Learn to forget. Forget the emptiness, the hollowness. There's nothing in me anymore. Except the hate, of course. There's plenty of hate.
For Charlie Burton?
For Charlie Burton.
Do you hate him enough to kill him?
You've always got your eye on the ball, haven't you, Mr. Dollar?
More or less. Would you like to tell me about this emptiness?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Why not, though? It's the edge of the land and the edge of the sea. And you're from the moon, and you'll go back there at dawn. So why not? Here's to the moon. It makes people crazy.
Hey, save half of that one for me.
Oh, sure. Here you are.
Yeah, just leave it there. So?
Well, a year ago, my contract was up. And I was leaving the show. And I was about to be married. Jerry, his name was. And he's the only man I ever really loved.
Uh-huh.
Burton was furious. Said I was letting him down. I was ungrateful. But he couldn't stop me because my contract was up. And one morning I got a note from Jerry. Special delivery. We were through, it said.
Why?
No explanation. Just a cold, vicious note. That same morning, Jerry left town with a friend. Chartered a plane and went to Canada on a hunting trip.
And you didn't find out the reason for it?
Later, yes. At the time, I was hurt. I was terribly hurt. I signed a new contract and went on working. And months later, I got the story roundabout.
What was it?
A private detective, one of the crooked ones, had gone to Jerry with a complete report about me, supposedly. My private life, field reports, affidavits, statements, even photographs. A fake, the whole thing. But it convinced Jerry. You know who was behind it?
I can guess.
Sure. Good old, lovable Charlie Burton. He wanted to make sure I'd sign that contract.
But when you did find out, why didn't you go to Jerry?
I wish I could have. That hunting trip, the plane had crashed. Jerry never came back. He was killed. That's crazy, huh?
Oh, no, easy, sweet.
Do I hate Charlie Burton enough to kill him? That's what you asked me, wasn't it? Sure, I hate him enough. 1,000 times enough. Only I haven't got the nerve. So what do? I drink.
Gloria.
The hotel. Help me get back there. Please, Johnny. Will you take me home?
Love and hate, and the Black Sea Rocks, and a lunatic's moon at midnight. And no help on this earth for a wounded heart but time itself. A tide was rising now, and rising fast. And hidden by the darkness, a wave curled and broke. And time ran out. I lunged out of bed and fumbled in the blackness for my robe and slippers and gun. Yeah, who is it?
Charlie Burton. Open up, hurry. Dollar, you've got to protect me. Somebody took a shot at me through my window from the terrace.
Oh, it was probably just a crude, practical joke.
Joke? Joke? This is no laughing matter. Don't you understand, Dollar? Somebody's out to kill me.
Now, here's our star to tell you about tomorrow's intriguing episode of this week's story.
Tomorrow, a thickening web, clinging and sticky. But one of the flies pulls free by using a gun. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Les Crutchfield, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. Well, a powerful performance by Virginia Gregg there. And really, all the actors have done a great job of creating compelling characters / suspects who could reasonably have a motive. The question about television raised a couple of times, and I think it may end up being raised a few more times before this series is over, is a bit of an inside joke. Certainly on a radio program as to when it might go to television. Johnny Dollar did not actually end up airing on television, though they did attempt a pilot. Blake Edwards, who wrote some of the scripts under John Lund, directed And character actor William Bryant actually starred in the show. Did not work out, though. All right, well, that'll do it for today. We will be back on Tuesday with our last episode of The Amazing Mr. Malone. And we'll have a new show next week, so be sure and join us back there for that. Before we do get started, I want to encourage you, if you're looking for a digital stocking stuffer, consider sending along one of my ebooks available on the Kindle store. Related directly to the show, we have All I Needed to Know I Learned from Columbo, My First Detective Story, An Ounce of Prevention, and What Made the Golden Age Shine. In addition, there's my superhero comedy novels, Tales of the Dim Night, Fly Another Day, and Powerhouse Hard Pressed. Tales of the Dim Night is 99 cents for a limited time, so I encourage you to check that out. All right, well, now it's time for today's episode of The Amazing Mr. Malone. They All Confessed.
The Amazing Mr. Malone.
Operator, get me the office of John J. Malone.
We now present The Amazing Mr. Malone, an exciting half hour of mystery and suspense, starring John Saul as the lawyer, whose practice before every type of bar has become a legend. A locale is the city of New York, the time the present, and the hero of these weekly adventures, the amazing Mr. Malone.
Malone's the name, John J. Malone, attorney and counselor at law. Tonight in our study of the cliché, let's take a look at the overworked eat, drink, and be merry. If that's a recipe for happiness, Rita Jordan ought to be delirious with joy. Rita's the attractive-looking brunette in the Belmont, quenching her thirst. And when she hears a knock on the door, she hurries and hides the bottle, proving conclusively it doesn't contain Coca-Cola.
Who is it?
Me.
Just a second, Leo. Hello, darling.
What were you doing that took it?
Aren't you going to kiss me?
Cut it out, Rita. You smell like a saloon.
Well, that's a nice thing to say.
I told you to lay off the stuff.
Honest, Leo, I haven't had a drink.
Who are you kidding? Where is it?
Where's what?
The bottle.
I told you I
Where is it, Rita?
No!
Well?
In the bureau drawer.
This one?
Please, sweetheart. You've got to understand. I'm sick. If I don't have a... What are you doing?
Well, you don't have a garbage disposal unit in this joint.
No, Leo, don't! Why did you do that?
Because I can't trust you.
You smug hypocrite. I hate you. I hate you.
You know you don't really mean that.
No!
You're crazy about me, aren't you?
Oh, darling. Darling.
Everything's going to work out real fine.
I can't go on like this, Leo. I can't.
You don't have to. You think I enjoy seeing my wife live in a crummy dive like this? Don't you think I got a heart? That's why I lined up that Ernie Moore.
Ernie Moore?
How are you doing in that department?
He says he's in love with me.
That's wonderful.
You think it's wonderful he wants to divorce his wife and marry me?
Sure. That shows you're doing a fine job. But that's only half of it.
Well, I can't do the rest.
You want all our work to go down the drain?
Please, Leo.
Look, Rita, you're going to go through with it, or I'm going through with you. Make it be mine. Well?
I'll get the money from him.
Got a date with him tonight?
In an hour.
Good.
Listen, Leo, couldn't I have just one small drink?
No.
Just to give me...
I said no, Rita. But you do the job right, and I'll buy you a case. Now go wash your face, baby. We want you to look real pretty for the boy.
Hello, Ernie.
How are you, Rita? Been waiting long?
Seemed like years. I hope you don't mind my ordering.
Oh, of course not.
And I wasn't that stupid of me. I went and finished your drink, too. Waiter,
Oui, madame.
I think we'd better go round again.
Very good, madame.
What's the matter, Ernie? You look unhappy.
I don't want to heckle, Rita, but don't you think they're drinking too much?
Are you going to start lecturing me, too?
I only meant...
Why can't a girl take a drink without a sermon?
It's all right, though.
No, it isn't all right. Just because I like to feel good, somebody think I was committing a murder.
I'm sorry, Rita.
Oh, that's my fault, Ernie. I'm sick. But you're responsible.
Me?
Well, can't you see, darling? I'm crazy about you.
Well, you know how I feel about you.
You say it, but do you mean it?
Let me prove it to you.
You mean by getting a divorce?
Yes, I'll speak to Jenny tonight.
No.
Why not?
Because there's no solution to the problem. You work for father, don't you?
Yes.
Well, how long do you think you'd drop a glass if you and Janet bust up?
I don't care.
Well, I do. We've got to use our heads, sweetheart. If you had a little money put away...
It's no use talking. I haven't.
Then why don't you get it from Janet's father?
Are you crazy?
I heard somewhere Victor Conrad's one of the biggest loan sharks in New York.
Well, what's that got to do with...
Well, it stands to reason a man like him would people out of money in the office.
Are you suggesting that...
Yes.
Well, you're crazy, Rita. He'd kill me.
Don't talk like a child. Janet's his pride and joy. You told me so yourself.
Oh, sure, but...
There are no buts about it. Conrad would never do anything to hurt her. And she's in love with you.
But if I left her...
Look, Ernie, I know this. A girl like Janet will do everything to protect her man. How much cash does Conrad generally have around the office?
It varies.
But generally.
Runs around $75,000.
Yeah. Think how far we could run to that. What do you say, darling? Am I worth the gamble?
Oh, sure, but...
There we go with the buts again. Well, when you make up your mind, give me a call. I can't promise I'll wait too long.
41 right, 23 left, 17 right, 93 left. Now, where did I put that briefcase?
It's on top of the safe.
Conrad!
I hope I haven't inconvenienced you, Ernie, but I had no idea.
Oh, listen, Victor, I know what you think, but...
What could I possibly think? After all, what could be more natural than to find my son-in-law at my safe? Of course, some evil-minded someone would say, what is he doing there after office hours and with a gun, no less? But that would never occur to me. So suppose you put the money back.
No.
Put it back, Ernie. I won't say a word to Janet.
I don't care what you say to her. Now get out of my way.
Don't be a fool, Ernie. Are you going to...
Let go, I tell you. I told you to let go. I didn't mean it, Victor. Honest, I didn't. Victor!
It's all right, Ernie. You can turn on the light.
What?
And down to sleep.
I'm sorry, Janet, but you see,
Don't bother lying. I got a call from Papa.
You got a call from your father?
Yes.
When?
10 minutes ago.
Then he isn't...
Dead? No. He hit him in the shoulder. Why did you do it, Ernie?
Look, Janet, don't ask me any questions.
Oh, I don't have to. I know it's her fault.
Her fault?
That Rita Jordan.
What?
Don't you see what she's doing to you? She's no good, Ernie.
Who told you about her?
I've known about her for months. She and her husband are just using you.
You're lying. She's not married.
Jordan's her husband's name. Leo Jordan. He's a petty larceny thief.
You're crazy.
I swear it's the truth. Oh, darling, I don't care what you've done, but don't let this woman make a fool of you. Papa promised me he wouldn't say a word to the police. You'll return the money and...
No. You're jealous, that's all. So you have to make up lies. Well, that won't help you one bit. You and your father can do what you want, because I'm going to do what I want beginning right now.
clock right, Rita?
No, it's 15 minutes past.
Well, I better beat it just the same.
No, don't go, Leo. Don't leave me alone.
You crazy? Your boyfriend will be here any minute.
My boyfriend? How can you say that?
Look, girl, don't go temperamental now. I'll be waiting downstairs in the lobby. When I see the schmo come in, I'll call you on the house phone. As soon as he forks over the dough, send him out for a couple of minutes.
What'll I tell him?
What do you tell him? Tell him you got a headache. Tell him you need an aspirin.
That's a good excuse.
Ernie.
Who is he, Rita?
Leo,
I'm her cousin.
Yes, Leo, this is Ernie Moore.
I've heard a lot about you, fella. Rita's done nothing but talk about you all night. Well, I guess you love Bernie.
Wait a minute, Jordan. You must think I'm pretty stupid.
How's that?
You're...
No, Ernie, honest.
Don't make me laugh. I heard you two talking.
You shouldn't have done that, Ernie. Don't you know eavesdroppers never hear anything good about themselves?
So you played me for a sucker.
That's right. And what are you going to do about it?
Plenty. You just wait and see.
Hey, he's a mean one, ain't he?
Don't, Leo. Darling, please. Leo, please. No more.
You keep out of this, Rita. We're just having fun. Ernie's getting a kick out of this, too, aren't you, fella?
Hello?
This is Rita Jordan.
Yes.
This is the desk. I've been trying to reach you for the past half hour.
What is it?
I hate to bother you, Miss Jordan, but the party in 209's been complaining of a disturbance.
I haven't made any noise.
He claims he heard someone yelling.
Oh, he's mistaken. There's been absolutely nobody here, but...
Miss Jordan!
It was just one of those crazy, one of those bells that now and then ring. Just one of those things. It was just one. First time I've known it to fail.
Mr. Malone?
I know it.
I beg your pardon.
I was afraid the charm had been broken. You see, every time I walk in here singing that tune, I find a client.
How fortunate for you.
Yeah, well, that's a matter of opinion. You're Victor Conrad, aren't you?
That's right.
Well, you won't think I'm presumptuous if I ask how you got in here.
I got tired of waiting outside, so I used these, skeleton keys.
Ah, an honest man.
Don't mind me taking the liberty here.
Not at all, no. I want everyone to feel that Malone's office is their home. What's on your mind, Conrad?
Have you seen this?
Attractive brunette slain in hotel room. Rita Jordan, age 29, was...
They're holding my daughter for the murder.
Your daughter?
Mrs. Janet Moore. I'd like you to represent her.
And of course, she's innocent.
Of course. How could Janet have killed Rita when I did?
That's right. When you did?
I seem to have amazed you, Mr. Malone. Perhaps you can do the same to the police. Shall we go?
Before returning to the amazing Mr. Malone, a few words from your announcer. And now back to the amazing Mr. Malone.
It must go to prove something or other. Maybe it's the luck of the Irish, but how many lawyers can walk in their offices and find a self-confessed killer waiting for them? 2 minutes later, Conrad and I were in our cab on our way to police headquarters. I just couldn't wait to see Lieutenant Brooks's face. I bet myself $5 that I could predict his opening line. And you want to know something? I won.
If it isn't the amazing Mr. Malone.
Well, that's $5 I owe myself. I knew you were going to say that.
And far be it for me to disappoint you.
You know Mr. Conrad?
Oh, sure. My brother-in-law is one of his best customers. He says he'd rather borrow money from Conrad than from a bank.
Please thank him for me.
I'll be glad to. What's the matter with your arm?
That's another story.
Well, why not tell it now? I haven't heard a good one in years.
You must be hanging around with a dull crowd.
Now, Malone, that's no way to talk about yourself.
Whatever happened to the typical dumb cop we used to hear about?
They've all gone into radio. What's on your mind?
I represent Janet Moore.
Janet Moore?
The girl you're holding for the Rita Jordan kill.
Nah. Her husband return you?
No, Mr. Conrad did. He's her father.
Well, if you're representing her, it stands to reason she's innocent.
Well, of course.
You, won't think me bold if I ask who did kill Rita Jordan?
I did.
What?
And I don't regret it. She was destroying my daughter's happiness.
Well, that's very noble of you, Conrad.
I tell you I killed her, Lieutenant.
What did you do with a knife?
The knife?
You certainly didn't slit her throat with one of Malone's sharp jokes.
I disposed of it in the customary fashion.
And what is the customary fashion?
I threw it down the sewer.
Well, what do you say, Lieutenant?
I say, you better get yourself another confession.
Why?
There are a couple of things wrong with Conrad's. First of all, we have a signed confession from his daughter.
She made it to protect me.
Now, let's see it, Lieutenant.
I can assure you it's in perfect order.
I tell you, I killed this Jordan woman.
Not with a knife, you didn't. According to this, Rita was shot to death.
Yeah. Well, it's been nice seeing you, Malone. Drop in again when you get another confession. I just love hearing them.
Yes, I'm looking for Ernie Moore.
I'm sorry, mister. I'm very busy.
Oh, this won't take long.
Are you going to get out of here?
Relax, Ernie. My name's John J. Malone.
I don't care. Did you say Malone?
I must have.
Well, I'm glad to meet you, Malone. I was just on my way over to your office.
I don't think you would have found me there.
Sit down, please. Thank you. Would you like...
Nothing but talk.
My wife didn't kill Rita, Mr. Malone.
She signed a confession.
She did it to shield me.
Do you need it?
Yes. I killed Rita.
Once again, please.
I killed her, Malone. I was out of my mind about it. She got me to steal from my father-in-law. He caught me.
Is that how Conrad was shot?
Yes, I must have been crazy. Then when I went over to see Rita, her husband was there.
And?
Can't you see what happened? Look at my face.
Yeah, I've been admiring it since I walked in. Well, go on.
There was nothing more to tell. When I came to, Jordan was gone. Apparently, he hadn't searched me because I still had the gun I'd used on my father-in-law.
And you used it on Rita?
Yes.
You still got the gun?
Yes. Here.
Well, I think this ought to do it. All right, Annie, let's go.
How you like your shave, Lieutenant? Really close?
Nah, just once over likely, Joe.
You just leave it to me. I'm going to make you real pretty.
What'll you take to cut his throat?
Uh-huh.
Well, if it isn't...
It certainly is. So you're loafing on the city's time, huh, Lieutenant?
Now, please don't snitch on me, Malone. I swear I'll never do it again. All right, Joe, let's get started.
Listen, you clown. You know who this man is?
Yeah, Joe the barber.
Oh, I mean him.
Oh, hello, Moore. I didn't see you.
All right, Ernie. Break it to him gently.
My wife didn't kill Rita, Lieutenant.
I know. It was her father. We've been all through that. Go on, Joe.
But you still in the back a little bit.
I killed her, Lieutenant.
Yeah, you killed her.
What? I'm sorry, Lieutenant. You move.
Hey, is this another one of your gags, Malone?
Don't talk like a chump just because you are one. Show him the gun, Ernie.
Here.
Hey, this is a respectable place.
It's all right, Joe. So this is the murder weapon.
That's right, Lieutenant. He potted Conrad with it, too.
Yeah, funny. Doesn't seem to have been fired recently.
Oh, he explained that to me. He cleaned it before he put it away.
Well, there's one thing I'd like Mr. Moore to explain. This is a .32 Colt automatic.
So?
So, Rita was killed with a German Luger.
She what?
You heard me. Now, how would you like to use this gun on yourself? Or would you prefer one of Joe's razors?
Oh.
Give him a nice dull one, Joe.
Take it easy, I'm coming. Well, will you look who's here?
I guess you remember me, Jordan.
Well, I got a feeling I read into you somewhere. Now, what's your name? No, don't tell me. It's Moore, isn't it? Sure. Ernie Moore.
That's very funny.
I'd ask you to sit down, Ernie, but I got a feeling you're not going to be here long. What's on your mind?
Your wife's murder.
I've been thinking about it, too. I don't know how I'm going to get along without Rita. The old homestead won't be the same without all those empty bottles.
The police claim my wife killed it.
Yeah, I heard it on the radio. I understand she made a confession.
She didn't do it, Jordan. She confessed to protect me.
That was real nice of her, wasn't it?
You killed her.
You don't know what you're saying, Ernie.
Oh, yes, I do. You're going with me to a lawyer.
Who's a lawyer?
John J. Malone.
And why would I want to see him for?
To tell him the whole story.
Obviously, you're a boy who don't learn from experience.
Oh, you think so?
Well, you forgot the lesson I taught you. It's just lucky for you I'm a patient man, so I don't mind teaching you again. Come here, Ernie. It's time to call the class to order.
Hey, taxi! Taxi!
I give you a lift, fella.
Oh, thanks. I wouldn't want to trouble you.
No trouble at all, Mr. Malone.
You seem to know me.
Well, you're a famous New York landmark, like the fish markets.
Hey, that's pretty good. I wish I had
Come back here.
Oh, now that wouldn't be a gun in your pocket,
wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess it would.
Get in.
Okay.
All right, Al. Find us some nice, quiet spot where we can talk.
No hydromatic?
Al isn't fussy when he steals a car.
I see. You're Leo Jordan, aren't you?
Who told you that?
I recognize you from your description. I was awfully sorry to hear about your wife.
Thanks.
You got any ideas who killed her?
No, but I understand you have.
And where do you understand that from?
Ernie Moore.
Oh.
Ernie says you're fixing to pin the rap on me.
Well, I hadn't considered it before.
But now that you have.
I think it's a great idea.
So, you were going to frame me.
Oh, say, you really know me, don't you?
I know pretty like you. Let me give you a little tip, Malone. Keep out of my hair.
And if I don't?
Then you got to expect me to get into
yours. Merely goes to show you never see yourself as others see you. All along I was under the impression I was just a shade under 6 foot. Yet when I came to this trip, I was at least 2 inches taller. It might have been that lump on my head that made the difference.
Ah, this is a peachy one, Malone. So round, so firm.
Oh, get your hands off. Anyway.
Am I hurting you, dear?
Hey, where did you come from, Lieutenant? For that matter, where did I come from?
Which question you want me to answer first?
Say, where am I?
Near the zoo. Somebody must have dropped you off, head first. When I heard about it, naturally, I dashed down.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Oh, don't thank me, counselor. This sort of thing doesn't happen often enough to suit me. Who did it this time?
Leo Jordan.
Rita's husband.
Yeah.
Why?
And we thought I was trying to frame him for a murder.
Were you?
Sure, Lieutenant. That's the way I operate.
Oh, so that's the secret of your success.
Look, Brooks, Janet didn't kill Rita Jordan.
Don't tell me you got another confession. I couldn't stand it.
Well, Mrs. Moore is innocent.
Then who done it?
I don't know, so let's get all our suspects together and play blind man's buff.
And if that doesn't work?
Well, I can always take Jordan's idea and frame somebody. Ooh. Hand me my head and let's go.
All right, Moore. Inside.
Hello, Janet.
Oh, Ernie, what have they done to you?
Nothing, honey.
Oh, you poor darling.
This is a very touching scene.
You keep out of this, Jordan.
I wish I could, but a fellow named Malone insisted on dragging me in.
Did someone mention my name?
Yeah.
Hello, Leo. Have you been here long?
Too long.
Good.
All right, Sussman, open them up. Will you do the honor, Mr. Malone?
Try and stop me. Hiya, Conrad. Sorry we had to do this. That's perfectly all right. Oh, I knew you'd take it like the grand trooper you are. Well, Mrs. Moore and gentlemen, not to keep you in suspense, we are gathered here tonight to determine who killed our beloved sister, Rita Jordan. Amen. Now, this case was complicated by one thing. We had 3 confessions, which is 2 over par. Obviously, someone was lying.
Well, it wasn't me. You try framing me.
Oh, we don't have to, Jordan. Why, you're no problem at all. You're the only one in our little cast who didn't confess.
So
obviously, you didn't kill Rita.
Now, look, Malone.
Oh, no, I'm sure of it, Ernie. He has no motive. If he wanted to get rid of his wife, all he had to do was walk off.
Well, Janet didn't kill her.
Yes, I did.
No, I'll never believe that.
No, Ernie, you shouldn't. Especially when you know the truth.
What? Are you insinuating?
Yes, I am. You killed Rita Jordan.
Listen, you...
Now, don't complain, Ernie. I especially staged this little scene down here so you wouldn't have to do any more traveling. So try and show a little more appreciation, huh? It was just one of those things, just one of those crazy things.
Hey, Malone.
What's bothering you, little man?
Well, I can see why Ernie killed Rita.
Can you? Just one of those crazy things.
Well, like he said, he hated her.
Like he said.
But what gets me is why he confessed.
Well, that was a smart move, Brooks. Ernie knew sooner or later we'd get around to him, so he beat us to the punch and offered himself as a sacrifice. But you notice he gave himself an out.
You mean the business of the gun?
Yeah, he disposed of the Luger he used on Rita and got the Colt automatic. He knew the minute you saw it, you'd be positive he was innocent.
Well, I was.
Sure. And once you gave him a clean bill of health, you'd probably never bother him again. You'd think, here was a man who was just trying to protect his little wife.
But you saw all through his dark, nefarious plot.
Well, isn't that what you'd expect of me?
Of course. After all, aren't you the amazing Malone?
Oh, let's have my complete billing.
The amazing Mr. Malone.
Much better.
Well, now it's my turn to amaze you.
How?
We've been coming into this joint every week for years, and always you grab the checks.
But tonight?
Tonight's different. I'm gonna pay my own. Good night, Malone.
And now, once again, back to the amazing Mr. Malone.
Well, that's it for now, but I'll be back at the same time next week. And I trust you'll be, too. Till then, I'll say good night.
The Amazing Mr. Malone is a Grace Gibson radio production starring John Saul as John J. Malone and directed by Lawrence H. Sessions.
Welcome back. A pretty interesting episode here, and I think one of the best of the series. By the way, we don't know on the first 2 when they originally aired in the United States series. But we do know that the last 2 actually aired back to back. The Dude and They All Confessed aired on August 9th and August 16th of 1947. And that was in the United States. And that was back when the show was called Murder and Mr. Malone. So even when it was called Murder and Mr. Malone, I think the trend in the show was towards changing the name to The Amazing Mr. Malone. Now we turn to listener comments and feedback. And Tim said, the irony of life, as I listened to episode 1048, I heard the comment that I posted. One thing I said was that I listened to many shows more than once. This time I noticed that one of the bad guys is Jack Reed. The guy from Rhode Island has comments read with Jack Reed in the episode. Jack Reed is a long-serving U.S. Senator. Still enjoying endless hours of enjoyment with the show. Each show has at least one little jewel, which makes it worth 30 minutes to find out. So I listen as I walk for my health. Well, thanks so much, Tim, and appreciate you listening. The thing that can sometimes be interesting is some of these names will have significance. But that's not the biggest political significance. Actually, for a while we had a listener who was regularly posting on Facebook whose name was Charlie Crist, who was at that time the governor of Florida and a pretty controversial political figure. So whenever I read his comments, I always said, Charlie in Florida writes, rather than saying his last name. And I try to avoid saying last names. Usually if I say it is a bit of a slip. Not a big thing usually. But thanks for the comments, Tim. All right, well, that will do it for today. We will be back on Wednesday as Johnny Dollar continues The Laughing Matter. And next week we'll be back with Mr. Chameleon. Well, I want to wish all of our listeners who are hearing this on December 25th a very Merry Christmas. And with that said, let's go ahead and take a listen to Part 3 and 4 of The Laughing Matter.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Capitan de Vidro Parral, senor, of the Ensenada Police.
Oh, hi, Parral. I tried to call you a few minutes ago. We've had a shooting out here at the hotel.
And somebody, she's dead,
No,
senor?
nobody's dead. The bullet missed. Somebody fired a shot from the terrace into one of the rooms.
I am flush with the red light, senor. I make the siren. I'm come like the wind.
Good. But would you do me one thing before you blow up a storm?
Mande usted?
There's a man missing from his room here, a friend of the man who was shot at. He must be around town somewhere.
Pues sí.
He's an Americano, about 45, name's Frank Maltz.
Frank Maltz. Bueno, we'll find him. I'm going to make one APC T.
B, you mean, APB.
Sí, APB, like on radio in Los Estados.
All right, hop to it, Parral.
Sí, senor. Senor, what it is, this APB?
Tonight, and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Ensenada, Mexico. To the Home Office, Union States Casualty Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, The Laughing Matter. Expense account continued. Item 6, $1, a pot of coffee from the hotel kitchen, special. It was 1 a.m. I'd been half asleep when the shot was fired, and I hoped the coffee would help get me at least half awake. I hadn't expected it to happen that way, and neither had good old lovable Charlie Burton, America's favorite TV comic, according to his press agents. Charlie had called it a joke, but he wasn't laughing now, and neither was I. Charlie's life was insured for $500,000, payable to his sponsor.
Where he is, senor, this man who was get shot?
He didn't get shot, Parral. He got shot at.
Pues sí, is what I wish to say, but the tongue is no make English too good.
Oh, you're doing fine. The manager gave Bert another room, inside, away from the terrace here. He's probably got the door locked and the furniture piled in front of it.
Mande?
I mean, he's scared. Very scared. Comprende?
Oh, sí. Él tiene mucho miedo.
Yeah, I guess so. Now, according to his story, he was asleep, here on this side of the bed. Someone fired the shot from outside on the terrace. It broke the window there. And the bullet lodged here in the bed, about 6 inches above Burton's head, where he was lying on the pillow.
Sí, yo puedo verlo. And then he is wake up quick. He is no see nobody, senor? Is no hears nobody?
No, he was too scared to know. He jumped out of bed, ran down the inside corridor, and banged on my door. I searched the terrace right away and didn't find a thing.
And these other people which are work for him to make the television, they are also having room which are close to this?
Parral, your tongue may not make the English too good, but there's nothing wrong with your head.
Mande usted?
I mean, you're okay, amigo. You're a good cop.
Gracias, senor.
Yes, any one of them could have fired that shot.
And they are being which ones, these people?
Well, there's Frank Maltz. He's the producer of the Charlie Burton show. He's the one who was missing from his room, the one I asked you to locate.
See, you say.
Then there's Gloria Dale. She's the feminine star of the show. She's in the third room down.
She is in the room of her when the shoot was fired?
Yeah, she'd gone to bed. I had to beat on the door to wake her. She hadn't even heard the shot. She'd been pretty upset. She'd been drinking earlier.
See? It's always the same. These Americanas ladies which have come to Ensenada, always they are drink too much.
Yeah, you may be right. Anyway, the third member of the group is Al Schreiber, second room down. He's an actor, too.
And where he is when these things happen?
In bed, so he says. The shot woke him up, and he came out into the corridor while Burton was banging on my door.
And these are all, senor?
Yep, that's the bunch.
Which one you think is not like this, Charlie?
Every single one of them hates him. Then there's another possibility, too. That girl I asked you to check on earlier, the maid who works here at the hotel.
You see, la señora Evelina Morales. Pues we are looking, but we are not find her yet.
Oh?
Ella no está en casa. She are no at her house, señor.
Oh, I see.
Ni el marido tampoco es. Also, the, how you say, her husband is gone.
Oh, then she is married.
Pues sí, señor.
You're still looking for her, aren't you?
Pues sí, señor. No tenga cuidado. It's no big town, Ensenada. We are find her too soon now. I think es por mí, yo creo. I am tell the manager I was here. La policía acá. Sí, capitán de vidro Paral. ¿Dónde? Bien, sí. Muy bien. Bien, adiós. This man you are saying have disappeared, señor.
Frank Maltz?
He was now be found.
Where is he?
Es un cantina, a nightclub. It's called the 21.
21. Where is it? In town somewhere?
You see, it is a, how you say, senor, it's one big hot spot.
Item 7, $1, taxi into town. Peral stayed at the hotel to talk to Charlie Burton and the others. I thought it might do some good, at least by keeping them off balance. Regardless of his knowledge of English, Peral was a smart lad, and his eyes never missed a thing. The 21 may have been a hot spot earlier, but at this time of night it was almost deserted. There were a few weary B-girls drowsing at the bar, a scant handful of last-ditch patrons, and Frank Maltz, alone at a table, glowing with mellow geniality and bottled health.
Well, now, another night owl with insomnia and a taste for dives. Pull up a chair, Johnny.
Thanks. Been here long?
Forever.
Oh.
At least for years and years. I am part of the place, my boy. These worm-eaten rafters, the crumbling walls, this musty aroma of ancient tequila that was spilt on these tiles long before you were even born.
I see.
You see, the place was built by the conquistadores, and I dropped in the very next day. I've been here ever since.
Maltz, look, chum.
Now, speak softly, softly, friend. This is hallowed ground. This is the meeting place. This is the crossroads, you see, for two separate worlds. The tourists come traipsing down from Beach Boulevard up there. They call it slumming. And the townsfolk come up from Gastelum and Balboa, and they all meet here. And they drink tequila, and then they dance the fandango. Hey, amigo, how about playing a fandango? No, he can't hear you, because he is dead. We are all dead here, Johnny.
You know something, Maltz? You're not nearly as plastered as you're pretending to be.
I know that, Johnny.
Have you been here all evening? Here in the 21?
How do you like that name, 21? It means a 21, you know.
Yeah, I know. Have you been here in the 21 all evening?
Oh, no. I've been in all of them. I just ended up here. Ever see a better place to end up, Johnny?
Where were you around 12:40 tonight?
What? What are you driving at?
Somebody took a shot at Charlie Burton tonight.
Ooh, I got my fingers crossed, did they?
No, they didn't hit him.
Well, maybe they'll have another chance.
Not if I can prevent it.
Now, that's why you were checking times on me, huh? You think I maybe made a clay pigeon out of that rat.
Did you?
Johnny, I left the hotel at 10 o'clock. I've been a lot of places since, but not back there. I don't know where I was at 12:40. Maybe some bartender around town will know. I have seen them all tonight, one time or another.
This lush stuff seems to be a habit with all of you, including Gloria.
Well, stick around Burton a month. You'll know why.
So, why do you stick around him?
Me, personally, there's a couple of reasons, I guess. I'm trying to help somebody else, for one thing. Well, myself at the same time, of course.
Meaning?
Al Schreiber. The kid is great, Johnny. He really is. And it'll be his show next year. if we can hang on. And for the same sponsor.
With you producing?
That's right. They're fed up with Charlie Burton, and they've got reason to be. He's a phony name, Johnny, nothing else. It's a fake. It's a build-up. They've got to spend more on press relations now than it costs to produce the show.
Then with Charlie out of it, you and Al would be in. Is that the way it stacks up?
That's right.
You said you had a couple of reasons for staying on.
No, forget it. The second one is not important. It's a sob story.
Well, it won't be the first one I've heard tonight.
I'm married, you see, Johnny. 23 years now. And for the last 8, my wife has been completely paralyzed. Utterly helpless. She's in a sanitarium upstate. She has to have special care. Special treatments. And it costs $350 a week, 52 weeks a year. So I stay on with Burton and I go on hating him. And whenever the hate gets too bad, I go up and see her. Well, she doesn't know me. She doesn't know anyone. She just lies there and breathes. But I look at her. And I remember how she was. And how I loved her. I still love her, Johnny. So that's the way it is.
I left him there in the cantina with his love and his hate and walked out into the street, empty and silent under the wheeling stars in the soft, dark night. A lone dog sidled past, gray and gaunt, intent on some mission of his own, and faded into the shadows. And the town slept, its own loves and hates put aside until morning. Quiet town. Then the emptiness was filled with sound, and a flashing red light slashed the darkness. Parral of the Ensenada Police. He said the maid from the hotel, Valena Morales, had come home. One of his sergeants was waiting there with her.
Buenas noches, senora.
Buenas noches.
The tiny room was lit by a flickering oil lamp, and a candle burned beneath a crucifix on the wall above the bed. Cement floor and adobe walls, bare and clean, like the cell of a nun in a convent.
¿Y su hombre? ¿En dónde está él?
Yo no sé.
She was young, pretty,
¿Qué le importa?
and at the moment very frightened.
¿Tú más temprano?
En la casa de una amiga. ¿Por qué me preguntas?
Espérate, señora. Hace poco un trato a matarle a un señor. Allá en el Hotel Balboa.
¿Qué dices? ¿Cuál señor?
Un americano. El señor Carlos Burton.
Ay, de mí. ¿Qué tengo yo que hacer?
She talked,
Ya no hay
half
remedio.
crying, and
¿Quién
Parral
sabe qué vamos a
translated.
hacer ahorita?
Charlie Burton,
Y ahora no
old,
hay
lovable
remedio.
Charlie, had been bothering her, annoying her at the hotel.
Que él no más hablaba,
She tried to avoid him,
creía que
but
él
had made the
podía
mistake of
hacer
telling her
tan
husband.
duro.
He'd been furious and had come to the hotel earlier in the evening. That's when I'd seen the two of them arguing on the terrace. She hadn't seen him since.
So, Senor Dollar, what is it you think?
I think you'd better find a husband, and find him quick. Johnny Dollar.
This is Charlie Burton speaking.
Oh, morning, Burton. So you're still alive, huh?
If that was an attempt at humor, it was entirely out of place.
Well, it's early yet.
I'm the comedian, and I'll make the jokes. Your job is to protect my life.
Don't tell me you've been shot at again. This time of morning? Boy, whoever it is really must hate you, Burton.
Dollar, so help me.
So help you nothing. You may be good old lovable Charlie to 40 million television viewers, but to me you're just a pain in the neck.
I'll remind you.
To my client, you're worth $500,000 because he was fool enough to write an insurance policy on your life, but not to me. My price on you is a fast 3 cents, give or take a couple.
My life has been threatened.
Sure, and that's why I'm here. But yesterday, when I tried to get you to cooperate, you called it a practical joke.
Well, I'm not calling it that now.
No, because somebody tossed a bullet at you last night and scared the living pants off of you. Well, call Captain Parral of the Ensenada Police.
Mr. Dollar.
Look, I need another hour's sleep, so don't phone my room again before 9 o'clock. Goodbye. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Ensenada, Mexico. To the Home Office, Union States Casualty Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, The Laughing Matter. Expense account continued. Item 10, 50 cents, room service on a glass of orange juice. Another hour's sleep was out of the question. Just hearing his voice on the phone left me too mad to relax. One of America's most popular comedians, a living legend. And yet his whole cast, the people down here with him on location, hated the ground he walked on. Personally, I was on their side. But my job was to protect his life from some unknown enemy who'd sent him a threatening note. And last night, the threat had become action in the form of a shot fired from the darkness. It was my job to see that the killer didn't get a second chance. And that's what I was being paid for, and the fact that Charlie Burton was a Class A stinker was irrelevant. Frank Maltz, executive producer of the Charlie Burton Show, and practically the only early patron of the hotel breakfast room, was sitting at a table alone.
Good morning, Johnny.
I left him sitting in almost the same position at 2 o'clock in the morning. Only the table then was in a backstreet cantina in town. He was apparently remembering it, and he avoided my eyes until the waiter had brought my coffee and gone away.
I guess I made quite a fool of myself last night, huh?
Oh, when was that?
Nice of you to ask, Johnny.
This is good coffee. Oh, you'd been making the rounds last night, for whatever reasons, and you felt like talking. But I wouldn't call that making a fool of yourself.
All right. Thanks.
You were sober enough when I left you.
Oh, sure. You just sat there and let me talk it out. Where'd you go, anyway? I came out of the cantina a few minutes later. You disappeared.
Captain Peral, Ensenada Police, picked me up in a prowl car. He'd located that maid from the hotel here. We went to her home and talked to her.
So?
Well, for the moment at least, you and Al and Gloria Dale are apparently off the hook.
Oh?
The maid says Burton was always annoying her whenever she was on duty here.
He was. I told him to lay off.
Well, her husband found out and came out here to the hotel yesterday evening. I saw him and his wife arguing out there on the terrace just after dusk. But I didn't know what it was all about at that time. Anyway, that's the last she saw him. He didn't come home last night, and he's still missing. I just talked to Peral on the phone. They've got half the police force looking for him.
And you figure he's the one who took a shot at Charlie last night?
Kind of adds up, doesn't it?
Well, I guess so. I hope they find him, Johnny, before he finds Charlie again. I'd hate to see a poor devil take a rap for killing a louse who isn't worth it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, the chances are they will.
Didn't either one of you fellas ever get to bed last night?
Not for long.
Morning, Al.
Oh, my goodness, Frank. You look awful, man. You must have slept on your face.
I look the same as I look every morning. Want some breakfast, Al?
No, thanks. I'm skipping it. I'm going to try to get in a dip in that pool before old Blubber Tummy oozes out of his feather bed.
Oh, I don't think he'll be using the pool this morning. Not if he remembers what we're shooting today.
It's that castaway sequence, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll get that first. But later this afternoon, if the light on the water is okay, I want to get those shots of him swimming ashore.
Good. Keep him on retakes till he gets waterlogged.
It's kind of a slapstick desert island thing, Johnny.
Oh?
Yeah. You see, Charlie and I are supposed to have been on this yacht, and it sank. And I just disappear. But there's some stock shots of Charlie swimming like crazy and a stock shot of a deserted South Sea island. And finally, Charlie comes crawling up onto the beach.
That's the sequence we're going to shoot this morning.
I see.
He's pooped. He's dying, you know. Then I step out from behind a bush, and I'm wearing a full-dress suit, white tie and tails. He thinks he's crazy or something.
It starts building from there, then, Johnny.
Yeah, I get the idea.
He's thirsty, see? So I reach under my coat and bring out a soft drink, an ice-cold bottle. And I open it and give it to him.
It says Cott Quality Beverages on the bottle, C-O-T-T.
Yeah. So Charlie asks, is it any good? And I say, it's Cott, man. And he says, so what? And I say, so it's Cott to be good.
You see, Johnny, it's out-and-out slapstick, but it works pretty well on camera.
Yeah, it keeps building, you see. I keep producing things out of the bushes. A table and chair, tablecloth, dishes and silver, caviar, bottle of wine, roast turkey, then a string quartet, and finally a line of dancing girls. And the payoff's a shaggy dog. He says, look, we were shipwrecked together. How you doing all of this? And I say, it's easy. I got a cousin in Congress.
It's a lot better on film, Johnny. A lot better than it sounds, stripped down this way.
Yeah, well, I'm not exactly a fan of Burton's.
Oh, he's got some good stuff in this one, Mr. Dollar. In fact, he's got all the good stuff. Only thing I'm in there for is to feed him the lines. As usual, of course. If I ever get a decent role in his show, I'll drop dead.
Oh, really?
Attention!
That's not funny, Al.
At ease.
I said it's not funny.
You thought it was when you did it on the show last month.
May I remind you that your services can be easily dispensed with?
Good. Fire me.
Al.
If I could get out of this lousy contract with you, I could start on the PCT tomorrow, and at 5 times what you're paying me.
Take it easy, Al.
No, by all means.
They'll set me up in my own show, and they'll put it in a time slot right opposite yours. In 3 months, Charlie, I could bump you clear off the screen.
You don't say so.
Al, beat it, will you?
Okay, Frank. Sorry you had to get caught in the crossfire, Mr. Dollar. Nothing personal.
Forget it.
See you later, gentlemen.
You'll be on that set in a half hour, not a minute later.
Yes, sir.
You certainly are one big happy family, aren't you?
Dollar, that kid was a nobody when I picked him up.
You're wrong, Charlie. That kid is a real talent, and you know it.
You see? You see what I have to deal with?
He's done as much for this show in the past year as you have.
You see, Dollar, I'm forced to live in the very presence of my enemy.
Who made them your enemies, Burton?
Look, my only concern has always been the welfare of those less fortunate than myself, those who depend on me for their professional careers and their livelihood.
I understand there's some difference of opinion about that.
Well, it's envy, nothing but envy.
Would you like some more coffee, Johnny?
No, thanks. I've had about all I can stand.
Yeah, so have I.
May I ask what you're doing to protect my life, Mr. Dollar, if anything at all?
Oh, I've taken the usual routine precautions.
Routine? I demand more than routine.
Not from me. You don't demand anything. I'm working for the insurance company.
Then I'll complain to them.
Good. Why don't you cancel your policy at the same time? Then I can get off this assignment.
Couldn't cancel it if I wanted to. My sponsors wouldn't allow it. It's for their protection, not mine.
I know that.
I think you'd like to see me murdered.
Oh, no. No, you're wrong there. That would mean I'd loused up an assignment, and I take pride in my work.
But you wouldn't care personally.
No comments.
I'll demand protection from the local police.
You've already got it. Captain Peral had 2 men on duty there last night after that shot was fired, watching your room.
I didn't see them.
They didn't intend for you to see them. Relax, Burton. If the worst does happen, ballistics can probably identify the killer after we get the slug out of your body.
Dollar, this is no laughing matter.
Then why did you treat it like one? Why did you tear up that threatening letter? Why didn't you call the police in right then? Why didn't you cooperate with me yesterday when I got here? And why the devil did you make a pass at an 18-year-old girl in the first place and get her husband out gunning for you?
You mean you know who's trying to kill me?
If it's any satisfaction to you, Burton, just in case he gets past us, you probably have been killed by a man named Nacho Morales. His wife is a maid here at the hotel, as you no doubt know.
That little native girl?
Yeah. That little native girl.
Oh, now, look, both of you. No, I was wrong. I admit it. I just lost my head, I guess. When a man's under pressure all this time, as I am, he doesn't always think straight. Now, I didn't mean any harm toward her.
Maybe you'll be able to convince Nacho of that, if he waits long enough to listen.
No, don't, please. I know you hate me. All of you do, but I'm not as bad as you think. You just don't know the load a star has to carry.
Then why don't you tell us about it?
You, Frank. You don't think I'm being fair with Al. You think I'm holding him back, not giving him a chance. Well, you're wrong. I'm actually carrying him, teaching him things I've learned over the years.
Oh, he knows quite a bit now, Charlie.
So you don't believe me? You don't think I know what I'm talking about?
Well, let's...
All right, I'll show you. Al said he was written down in today's sequence. He said that I had the great role. You heard him say it.
Well, yes,
Then
Charlie,
let him have it. I'll
What?
trade with him.
You mean that?
Yes, I mean it. Let him change any line he wants. To fit his style, he can play it any way he likes. I'll take that role he says is so bad, and I'll still come out the star.
All right. Charlie, we'll have a go at it.
Fine. I'll see you on the set, unless somebody manages to kill me first. Good morning, gentlemen.
Oh, I never thought I'd live to see the day.
Yeah, that shot last night must have really shaken him up.
Oh, that kid will make him look sick, Johnny. He doesn't know what he's in for.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Oh, wait a minute, Johnny. I've been thinking about something you said.
Oh?
That maid, Morales' wife, does she speak English?
Nope, just Spanish.
Well, what about her husband?
Same deal, only Spanish.
Well, but the note, Johnny, the murder threat Charlie got, that was written in English.
Yeah, I know. The South Sea Island set was built on the beach at the far end of the bay. The technicians and the rest of the cast were already there when Maltz and I arrived, and they started shooting 15 minutes later. Gloria Dale wasn't in the sequence, so she slept in at the hotel. Some of Captain Peral's men were on hand, on the lookout for Nacho Morales, but he didn't show. By 3 in the afternoon, they were nearly finished. They'd shot the last scene once, but Maltz decided on a retake. So Hal sat down again at the fully laid table on the beach, and they started to roll. He poured himself another glass of colored water from the prop wine bottle and began to carve the roast turkey while he exchanged lines with Burton. Then suddenly Al missed a cue, faltered on a line, and Maltz cut the cameras. Al pushed back from the table, stood up slowly, then staggered and fell. I rushed toward him, pushed through the crowd that was gathering, and kneeled down beside him. But he was already dead.
now here's our star to tell you about the final intriguing episode of this week's story.
Tomorrow, a frantic game of musical chairs with every player desperate. Because the loser in this game gets the electric chair. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Les Crutchfield, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. Well, clearly, there are some questions to be answered here. I think we got another nice, dramatic bit when we heard from the producer while he sticks with, good old Charlie. And then we had Harry Bartell as the, police inspector. And I just wonder whether it takes as much work to do a broken English, Mexican accent as it does one that's, speaking fluent and correct English. But there's indication that that's a bit of a cover to throw people off. As Johnny's observed several times, he's definitely a very smart cop. The question, of course, is who is behind this, and we'll wrap it all up on Friday, so I hope you'll join us for that. In the meantime, if you have a comment, send it to me, box13 at greatdetectives.net. Well, I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. I do want to let you know before we start, today's programs brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. And I especially want to thank James and Alana for their support. Truly appreciate it. All right, well, now it's time for today's episode of Nick Carter. Again, resetting to our normal time frame. Here from April the 8th of 1944 is Murder by Magic.
Another case for Nick Carter, Master Detective.
Yes, it's another case for that most famous of all manhunters, the detective whose ability at solving crime is unequaled in the history of detective fiction. Nick Carter, Master Detective. Nice, curious adventure.
Murder by Magic. For Nick Carter and the mystery of the missing identity.
I wonder how Scubby's making out. Do you suppose that he had any trouble, Nick?
I doubt it, Patsy. Scubby knows Philadelphia well enough to get all the information I want without any difficulty.
Yes, but he's been gone 3 days now. He didn't plan to be gone that long, did he?
Well, no, Patsy, but it's not always possible to tell in advance how long it's going to take to
Nick Carter's office.
Nick there, Patsy?
Well, Scubby. Yes, he's here. How are you making out?
Oh, please put Nick on. I've got to talk to him and quick.
Well, sure, Scubby. Here he is. Look at Scubby. It sounds as though there was something wrong.
I hope not. Hello, Scubby. What's up?
Nick, can you come to Chicago right away?
Chicago? Thought you went to Philadelphia.
So did I, but I landed in Chicago.
What?
And am I in trouble?
What kind of trouble?
I seem to have killed a man.
Oh, now, don't try to be funny, Scubby. What's this all about?
I'm not being funny, Nick. I'm really in a jam. I apparently killed a man last night.
Oh, look here, Scubby. You certainly know whether you've killed somebody or not.
But I don't, Nick.
What makes you think you have?
It says so in the paper.
What paper?
The Chicago papers. Oh, please, Nick, will you come out here right away? I've got to have help and in a hurry.
All right, Scubby. Patsy and I'll leave at once. Where are you staying?
In a little hotel on the edge of town called Paradise Mansion. I haven't dared to stir out of here since I read about the murder.
Okay, Scubby, sit tight. We'll be there as soon as the plane can get us there.
Gosh, Nick, we were awfully lucky to get seats on this plane.
Yes, Patsy. Well, now that we're safely on our way, let's take a look at these Chicago papers I bought. See what they have to say about our friend Scubby.
Okay. Look, Nick, on the front page. Murderer of nightclub patron sought.
Yeah. And here's a snapshot of the killer taken at the nightclub. Wonder how they happened to get that.
It does look kind of like Scubby, doesn't it?
Yes, could be. And look at these fingerprints. Certainly Scubby's. I'd know them anywhere.
That's certainly Scubby's cigarette lighter. It's the one I gave him last Christmas.
So I see. It says here, a cold-blooded killing reminiscent of the gang wars of years ago.
Oh, Nick, do you think that Scubby
Oh, I wouldn't believe it if he admitted it. Scubby couldn't kill anybody. But it certainly looks as if he got himself into some real trouble this time. And what's he doing in Chicago?
Oh, Nick.
Hi, Scubby.
Oh, I never was so glad to see anyone in my whole life.
Scubby, are you...
Come in quick. Let me get this door closed.
Jittery, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see you're still out of jail.
Oh, Nick, don't joke about it. I'm just about crazy. Look, I'm in a jam.
Well, suppose you sit down and tell us just what happened.
And begin at the beginning. Don't leave out anything.
All right. Well, it's quite a story and pretty unbelievable, but I'll try to tell it the best I can. As you know, I started for Philadelphia, and I was sitting in the airport waiting room, waiting for my plane to be announced, when somebody stumbled over my feet. I looked up expecting him to say, excuse me, and then I heard a funny, shrill little voice say,
Stupid! Why don't you keep your feet where they belong?
Huh? Well, why don't you look where you're going?
You're too stupid to be allowed out in public.
Yeah, well, nobody asked you for your opinions. If you don't like my feet, just keep away from them.
Trying to insult me, are you? You're not even fit to speak to me, you stupid idiot.
Look here, Bud. That's 3 times you've used that word stupid about me. The 4th time might get you a skin nose. Come on your way.
You are attempting to divert my senses from the concentration of inner thought to the grosser contemplations of the external world.
Come again?
But you are as clumsy as a cow at doing it.
Look, fella, if you've got somewhere to go, just go ahead. Your room is better than your company.
You are being sarcastic. That is because you do not know who I am.
All right, I'll bite. Who are you? You tell me and see if I care.
It is useless to tell you. That thing you think is your mind is a rusted, worthless tool. A sponge too dried out to soak up anything.
Oh, dumb, you mean?
Exactly. You really want to know who I am?
Quite frankly, I don't give a tinker's damn.
I am Chi-Chi, the Omnipotent. In the Central Council of the Farthest Inward, I am the most completely self-equipped.
Brother, you don't make sense.
I am the mystic. In the whole council, I am the most honored. There has been, in 20 generations, no other great enough to be the mystic. But I am he.
Okay. Well, now that we've settled that, how's about some peace and quiet?
You have offended me grievously. I do not let such offenses go unpunished. I shall sit here beside you and decide what your punishment is going to be. I shall say no more until I have decided.
Okay. Well, happy thoughts, my mystical little pal. So he sat down beside me and didn't say another word. He was a funny, weaseled-up little man, and he amused me rather than worried me, so I forgot all about him.
Did he take the same plane you did?
Oh, don't get ahead of me, Patsy. I was tired from working all night and the night before, and I guess I must have dozed off. The next thing I knew, somebody was shaking me by the shoulder.
Come on, Palsy, snap out of it. This is as far as this camp goes. Hey, wake up, Palsy. This is where you get off.
Huh? Oh, sure. Sure, I'm awake.
Come on, Palsy. This is your hotel. There must have been some night you had last night, huh, Palsy?
Oh, stop calling me Palsy.
Sure. Whatever you say, Palsy.
What the deuce is the matter with you? Why does my head feel so fuzzy? What? Hey, where am I? Where's the plane?
Look, Palsy, I don't know who you're kidding, but this is where you live. Are you getting out or you going to stay in a cab?
Well, where's my baggage?
You're a great little kidder, Palsy. Now, come on. Get out. You better get some sleep. There's nothing like it for a hangover.
Oh.
All right. Oh. Hey, you better give me a hand to get out of here.
Okay, Palsy. Here you go. All right. There you are. Now there.
Oh, what does the meter say?
Same as always, Palsy. 50 cents.
Yeah? Well, here's 6 bits. Keep the change.
Hey, look, Palsy, you generally give me $5 for hauling you.
I'll give you a knot on the head if you don't stop ribbing me.
Okay, Palsy. Yeah, now you sound more like yourself. See you later.
And he drove off, leaving me standing in front of the crummiest-looking hotel I ever hoped to stop at.
You mean you have no notion of how you got there?
No, not the faintest.
No, but Scubby, you just
Oh,
can't...
hold everything. Wait till I finish the story. Well, as I was apparently expected to go in the hotel, I did. As I approached the desk, the room clerk, a sad sack with a sourpuss, tossed me a key.
There you are, Mr. Gerson.
I picked up the key and started to ask the clerk a lot of questions. But my head was so dizzy that I couldn't think straight. So I went up to room 714, which was the number on the key.
What was it like, Scubby?
Oh, cheap and flashy. And it reeked of cheap perfume. I found some letter paper on the writing desk, and the letterhead said, Hotel Prince Royal, Chicago. Then I at least knew where I was. My head was aching so that I stumbled into the bathroom to bathe it. I got one look at myself in the mirror, and it almost finished me.
How do you mean, Scubby?
Well, it wasn't me I saw in the mirror.
But that's ridiculous. How could it be anyone else?
Well, that's what I wanted to know. What I saw was a typical cheap, pasty-faced gangster with red hair.
But your hair isn't red.
Well, it was then. And then I discovered that I was wearing a zoot suit.
What a sight you must have been.
Well, it didn't amuse me, Nick. By this time, I was scared sick. My head was so dizzy I couldn't think straight. I thought maybe I was still having some kind of nightmare. So I picked up the house phone, and when the operator answered, I asked her, What day is this?
It's Friday, Mr. Gerson.
Friday, March 24th?
Of course, Mr. Gerson.
Then it was yesterday that I left New York.
What's that, Mr. Gerson?
Oh, nothing. That's all, thanks.
Oh, Palsy.
Huh?
I just heard from the hospital. You just broke Betty's arm, that's all.
What? Oh, when was that?
Well, last night, you remember. Don't worry, Betty's a good kid. She won't say nothing to the cops.
Oh. Oh, yeah, thanks. Bye. And then I hung up the phone. Oh, it was getting worse and worse. I went back into the bathroom for another look at my new face. And then the room door opened, and I heard someone come in.
You hear, Palsy?
Huh? Oh, hello.
Hi, Palsy. What's cooking, Snooky? Give me a match? Thanks, Tank.
Would you mind telling me who you are?
That's a new one on Dolly, Palsy. What's the rib?
Why, I just want to find out who you are.
I'm Dolly, the spare rib, the girlfriend.
You're my girlfriend?
Say, Palsy, you're talking awful funny. What goes? Is this some new kind of a brush-off?
Oh, no, you misunderstand me.
Say, if you're trying to give me the air...
No. No, it's still love. Dove.
Yeah, that's more like it. For a minute you had me guessing. Hey, by the way, Palsy, where were you last night? We had a date gate. Why'd you stand me up?
Huh? Did I?
I don't like that, Rat. You better explain and make it good.
Well, I had business.
Oh, I get it. You did a job you want me to cover for you. Okay, where do I say we went last night, you and me?
Oh, well, I think that we'd better say that...
I'll get that. There's something going on around here I ain't in on. Hello. Okay, thanks.
What was it?
She says there's 4 guys named Spike, Steve, Brainy, and Lucky coming up to see you. I got a blow. Them guys give me the chills, honey. They're real killers, and they ain't fussy who they kill. I'm seeing you. I fly. Goodbye. Gosh, Stubby, what happened then?
Were these 4 gentlemen up to expectations?
Oh, they were gangsters, all right. They came sliding into the room as if they were afraid of me. Well, I had already discovered I was supposed to be a guy named Palsy Gerson, a mug who broke girls' arms when I wanted to, and I was a no-good who gave $5 tips to taxi drivers, and I was a crook who had his girlfriend cover up for him when he did a job, and now I seem to be buddies with this gang of hoodlums. Well, one of them, a guy with a squint eye, did all the talking.
Hi, Palsy.
Look, you guys, look me over carefully. Am I Palsy Gerson?
What's the matter, Palsy? Bad hangover?
Oh, let it go. What's cooking?
Look, Palsy,
We're clean. There's not a rod on any of us. We come here for a peace talk.
Yeah?
Yeah. We've been pals working together for a long time now. We've been like that, right?
So what?
So everybody knows we're tied up with you. Even the cops know it. Now, if you get pulled in, we all get pulled in. Because the cops will figure we're all in it together.
Oh, what are you getting at?
It's about this rub out last night. You didn't know nothing about that, Palsy. You didn't tell us. So we want you to give us a lowdown so we'll know what to say if one of us gets picked up.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Now, look, Palsy. Everybody knows about last night's killing. You know it was your job, even if you did hire someone else to do it for you. Why, it's in all the newspapers this morning.
Here, let me see that paper. Oh, there was the headline, all right. Murder in nightclub. And there was a picture of me. Not a picture of this Palsy Gerson, but of me, Scubby Wilson. Taken on the spot by the nightclub photographer, it said. And there were my fingerprints, Nick. Those prints that both of us know so well, found on the gun that was used. And a picture of the cigarette lighter Patsy gave me last Christmas. Look, you got me all wrong. I'm not Palsy Gerson. There's been a terrible mistake.
Palsy? You mean you ain't gonna be straight with us?
I tell you, this is all a mistake.
Palsy, you trying to cross us up? We don't like it. We ain't gonna take it.
Oh, listen a minute. You can't finish.
Can't do it, Palsy? Come on, boys. Take him over. Watch out for his ride. You ain't crossing us and getting away with it.
Oh, I was so weak, I couldn't do a thing. And a minute later, they bent a blackjack over my left ear, and I went out cold.
Scubby, you poor guy. You certainly had a tough time.
Well, how did you get out of that Palsy Gerson role you were playing?
I don't know, Nick. When I came to again, I was on the bed in this room. I lay there a few minutes, getting my senses back, and then I jumped off the bed and raced to the mirror. I was myself again. I was Scubby Wilson once more, and in my own clothes, and my hair wasn't red anymore.
Yeah.
And my own luggage was on the rack at the foot of the bed.
But things like that just don't happen, Scubby.
Oh, so I've heard, Patsy, but you can't prove it by me.
So you went to sleep in the airport in New York. When you woke up, your mind was in the body of a local crook named Palsy Gerson. And some of Gerson's pals knocked you over the head. When you woke up again, you were back in your own body in this hotel.
Yeah, that's right.
And while you were using Gerson's body, somebody was using your body to kill that guy in the nightclub, is that it?
Yeah, I know it sounds insane, Nick, but that's the way I see it from here. And unless something happens, I'm slated for the electric chair.
Oh, gosh, Nick, we can't let anything happen to Scubby.
Don't worry, Patsy, we won't. Now, first we'll dye Scubby's hair, make him up so that he won't be too easily recognized in case the police are looking for him. Then I'll have the police pick up this Palsy Gerson, his girlfriend Dolly, and his 4 thugs, if they really exist. And somehow I think they do. I want to see what the body Scubby was using has to say for itself.
Well, Nick, these past 2 days haven't gotten us very far. We located Palsy Gerson, and he satisfied the police that he knows nothing about it. His girlfriend Dolly isn't the same girl who came to see me, and the telephone operator who called me Palsy has disappeared and can't be found. All of which adds up to a large round zero.
You're wrong, Scubby. It all adds up to proof that you were part of a well-laid plan.
But why, Nick? Why?
Look, Scubby, if the police discover that you're the one who apparently killed the man in the nightclub, they'll arrest you. And I, even with my reputation for being on the right side of the law, will be arrested with you as an accessory after the fact. Police couldn't do anything else. All of which would be an excellent way for somebody to commit a murder, and at the same time get someone he didn't like jailed for the said killing. Scubby, I think I'm the one they're after. And they used you to get me.
But how are we going to stop them, Nick? They got proof that I did that murder, and we can't prove that I didn't do it.
That's what I'm trying to do now, Scubby. Get that proof before the police catch up with us. So far, I haven't had... Oh, Patsy, see who that is, will you?
Sure, Nick. Hold everything. Hold everything.
We have warrants for the arrest of Scubby Wilson and Nick Carter in connection with the murder of John Walters.
But why didn't they keep you in jail, too, Nick?
Because they were extremely decent about it, Patsy. They told me that although they had positive proof that Scubby committed the murder, and that I'd been abetting him in defiance of the law, they were so impressed with my insistence that Scubby didn't murder him that Out of consideration for my past reputation, they were going to give me 10 days to prove his innocence, if I could. If I fail in that time, I give myself up. And they proceed with the charges against Scubby and me.
How did they find out about him, Nick?
Very simple, Patsy. They sent the fingerprints they found on the gun to Washington, to the FBI. And they identified them as Scubby's. You know, he and I are both on file there as law enforcement agents.
Mm-hmm.
Little investigation found Scubby was living here, and the rest was easy.
What's your next move, Nick?
Patsy, if my hunch is right, the man behind this wants to get at me for some reason or other. So he's going to be awful mad when he finds the police have let me go again. And he may try to do something himself about getting me out of the way.
And if he doesn't?
I have a couple of the boys keeping their eyes open for anyone who looks like that mystic Scubby was telling us about. I believe he's at the bottom of all this, Patsy. If I can lay my hands on him, I feel sure he can tell us all the answers.
But he might mystic you, too, Nick, the way he did Scubby.
He might. But I doubt it. Well, I'm going down to pick up a paper at the newsstand. I'll be right back, Patsy. Evening Journal, please. Thanks.
Don't make any sudden moves, Bud.
Looking for me?
You Nick Carter?
Yes.
Then you're the one we want.
What can I do for you?
Keep your hands in plain sight so me and my two boys here don't have to do any sudden shooting. This ain't a water pistol I got here.
I'll take your word for it. What do we do now?
The mystic wants to talk to you. Come on. And come quiet.
Say, friend, any idea why the mystic wants to talk to me?
I don't think he likes the idea of the cops letting you go after they took you to the jug. He thought you was out of the way for keeps.
So now he's going to do something himself about getting rid of me, huh?
No. Me and the boys are going to do it for him.
When?
Now. As soon as we get down to the pier.
Oh. An old abandoned pier, I suppose.
Yeah. One where there ain't nobody to bother us when we take care of you. Just around the corner.
What are you planning to do with me?
A couple of sash weights tied to your legs will do the trick. After putting a couple of bullets through your head. Lucky.
Yeah?
You get out the sash weights and the rope. We're in the back of the car.
Okay.
Barney. Right. You go get the girl. We'll take care of both the girl and Carter at the same time, like the boss suggested. All right, Carter. You and me will walk out on the pier together. But don't forget, I got this little persuader in my hand. Getting dark, which is what we want, but even if you can't see this .38 of mine, it's still there pointing at you.
I have no doubt you're right. And I shan't forget. You know you can't hope to kill me and not pay for it.
I'll take my chances on that, Carter. You ain't the first guy I bumped off, and you ain't gonna be the last. This'll be far enough.
Well, then, there's not much I can do about it, is there?
No.
Oh, is that the girl coming with your pal there?
Where? Oh, yeah.
Drop that gun. I'll break your arm. Drop it. No noise if you want to stay alive. I'll drop it. Thanks. Now, I'll take charge here. I'll do just as I say, and you won't get hurt, but try any funny business, you'll never see daylight again, you understand?
Yeah, I got you.
Didn't need to break my arm off, though. Here comes the girl and Bernie. Not a sound of you. Okay.
Here she is, Spike. Got enough weight for the two of them?
Answer him. Answer him right.
Yeah. We got enough.
I'm going to bring her over here.
Bring her over here.
Yeah, we're coming. You didn't want to come, but
Drop your gun and get your hands up, Bernie, quick. Quick, I said, get those hands up. I'll take your gun, too. Now, Bernie, come over here. Just a little closer now.
What are you going to do?
It's getting dark now. It's time for bed. So I'm just going to put you to sleep. Like this.
Gee, you're wonderful.
You don't have to kill him, do you? I didn't kill him.
You Nick Carter?
Why, yes, I am.
Oh, I've been praying something like this had happened, but I didn't think it would.
Quiet. We're not out of the woods yet.
All right.
Hey, Spike.
Spike, keep your mouth shut if you want to keep on living. When he gets here, tell him to bring you the weights and stuff.
What'll I do with this stuff?
Now, tell him.
Bring this stuff over here, Lucky.
Okay.
Don't move, Lucky. I've got the gun this time. All right, young lady. Will you get the gun out of his pocket, please?
All right. Here it is.
I'll take it. Thanks. Now, Lucky, I want you to tie up your pal Bernie there. Then you can tie up Spike.
Yeah,
Then I'll tie you up. Give the finishing touches to all three of you and be on my way.
You mean you're going to leave us here?
That's exactly what I mean.
Why, you
All
jerk.
right, Lucky, get busy with those ropes. Time's getting short, and I've got a real score to settle with your boss.
Gee, Mr. Carter, you're wonderful. You sure these lugs ain't going to get out of these ropes?
I'm sure. I've had lots of practice in this little thing. There. All right, come on. We can leave them there safely now.
Say, look, I ain't told you who I am yet, have I?
Why, no. Who are you?
I'm Dolly.
Dolly. You're not Gerson's friend.
No, I'm the other one. The one the Mystic hired to visit your friend in the hotel.
So that's who you are.
Sure.
How much do you know about this racket?
Well, I didn't know nothing about it then, but since they snatched me and kept me locked up in their hideout, I learned a lot from listening to them talk.
Let's stop here a minute. What's this all about, Dolly? If that's your name.
Now, my real name's Ann. Did your friend really think he was pals with Kirsty?
Yes, he certainly did, for a while. That's absurd, of course.
The Mystic's done it. He has an anesthetic gas that he gives you when you're asleep or knocked out. He doped your friend in the airport and brought him to Chicago. Then he had somebody pick him up like a mobster and he let him wake up in that taxi cab.
I suppose he paid all those people to put on the act that convinced Stubby he really was pals with Gerson.
Only the taxi driver, the telephone girl, the hotel clerk, and me. The four thugs was already members of the gang.
And they beat him up so this mystic could give him another shot of the gas while he was unconscious and let him wake up as himself?
Yes. And he was so doped all the time we was putting on the act that he never could figure out what was going on.
Very clever. And how did you get in on this?
Oh, I wanted to be an actress. They hired me to put on this act. They told me they were ribbing some friend of theirs. Well, when I saw all the publicity in the papers and I saw that you got arrested too, I knew it wasn't no gag. I went to where their headquarters was one day to see if they were still there so I could go to the police. But somebody saw me there and grabbed me. I've been locked up ever since.
You know why they wanted to do all this?
The Mystic knew your friend was going to Philadelphia to get some dope on a racket. The Mystic was the head of the gang, and he wanted to scare your friend off. He hoped he'd scare you off, too. He's getting ready to work the same racket all over the country. And you was the only one who was getting hot on his trail.
I thought that was it. And when we didn't scare off, he had to take matters into his own hands. I suppose it was one of the Mystic's thugs who did the killing in the nightclub?
Yeah, it was Spike, made up to look like your pal. And he left the evidence at the cops' house.
Who was the man he killed?
Some fella wouldn't play ball the way he wanted him to.
Look, you know where the headquarters of this gang is?
Sure. Just about a block from here. Want me to show you?
You bet I do. With your help, I'm going to get that Mystic. If he's there.
Come on. It's over this way. That's the place. That little house beside the warehouse.
Is there another entrance?
Yeah, round on the side. That's all.
How many in the gang?
5 besides the boys. You got 3 of them tied up on the pier.
Good. Can you handle a gun?
I don't know. I'll try it if you want me to.
Good. Take this one. Go around to the other door. When you hear me fire once, you shoot that gun 6 shots fast. Can you do that?
Sure. What are you going to do?
When I pick the lock on this door, go in and try to trap them. If they try to make a getaway through the other door, the shots you fire will make them think they're surrounded. Okay?
Sure. Good luck, Mr. Carter. I'll be listening for you.
Now, Mr. Mystic, let's see how mystical you really are. First, I get this door open. There. That was easy. Guess they're not expecting trouble. Now to find them.
And with Spike taking care of Carter, and the cops taking care of that stooge of his, we'll have nothing to worry about any further. I guess we were too clever for the great Nick Carter.
Think so, do you? Up with your hands, all of you. Make it snappy.
Nick Carter, get him, boy.
No good. You're surrounded. You can't get away.
Got it, boss. We ain't got a chance.
Drop your guns if you want to stay alive.
Very well. Not too many for us this time. Drop your boys. Drop.
Thank you. Now turn and stand up against the wall with your hands in the air. That's it. Oh, Ann! Ann! It's all over now. You can come in. Fight's over.
You got it, Mr. Carter? Gee, you're a real detective, ain't you?
All right, Ann. Go to the nearest telephone and call police headquarters.
Yeah.
Tell them we have the correct answer to the killing that Scubby's charged with. And tell them to send some cops down here after them right away.
Sure thing, Mr. Carter. Now, who's on top, Mr. Mystic? Why don't you try a little magic now?
All right, Ann. Get going. Scubby will be very anxious to get this good news.
I'm on my way, Mr. Carter.
You mean you didn't have any police here with you?
No, my mystical friend. Just me and the girl. By using my own special brand of magic, you couldn't tell the difference. And that's the kind of magic worth using.
This has been another of the strange adventures of Nick Carter, Master Detective, which are brought to you regularly each week at the same time by WOR Mutual. Well, Nick, I'd like to hear a few of the high spots from next week's story.
Okay. Next week's story started with a cat.
But not a common, ordinary cat. This one was a lemon yellow Persian cat with a pedigree.
The chase started when I tried to find the said pedigreed Persian puss, which had been stolen from its rightful and very ultra owner. But before long, I found I was involved in theft, kidnapping, murder, and other varieties of lawbreaking.
Which included being hit over the head and being shot at in the dark. Not exactly an amusing case.
No, Patsy, it was a deadly serious case before it was finished. I call it A Cat Brings Death.
Or The Mystery of the Missing Persian.
And that's all for now. So long.
So long, everybody.
And so long to you both, Nick and Patsy. In the strange adventure you have just heard, Nick Carter was impersonated by Lon Clark, Patsy by Helen Choate, Scubby by John Kane. Original music was played by Lou White. The entire production was written and directed by Jock McGregor. Next week at the same time, listen to another curious experience of Nick Carter entitled
A Cat Brings Death. Or Nick Carter and the Mystery of the Missing Persian.
This story is a copyrighted feature of Street & Smith Publications, Incorporated. The Return of Nick Carter is produced in the studios of WOR and is broadcast over most of these stations every Saturday evening at 10:15 Eastern War Time. This is Mutual.
Welcome back. Well, that was a pretty, clever mystic. I have to be a little disappointed that his plan B wasn't a little more imaginative. Of course, the realist will point out that it really would have made sense just to try and shoot Nick Carter in the first place, rather than putting him on alert. But these are, the Nick Carter stories really do derive from the pulps, and the focus here is not necessarily on doing things in a logical or realistic way, but in a way that's entertaining. And certainly this episode was that, and I hope you enjoyed it. Well, that will do it for today. We will be back tomorrow with the last part of The Laughing Matter, and then join us back here on Thursday for another episode of Nick Carter. Well, before we do get started, I want to encourage you as you're making your travel plans for the new year, remember JohnnyDollarAir.com. Johnny Dollar Air is a Priceline affiliate. So you can save money by either naming your own price on hotels, rental cars, and airline tickets, or choosing from great published specials. Plus, part of your purchase goes to support the great detectives of old-time radio. So when you travel, remember, check JohnnyDollarAir.com first. All right, well, now it's time for us to get into today's episode of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar. And after the program, and after our commentary on Johnny Dollar, be sure and listen for the next Carter Brown case. But here now is The Laughing Matter, Part 5.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
Would you ask John... Oh, it is you.
Was there some doubt about it?
No, but I was phoning Captain Perral.
He's out of his office at the moment. What's the matter, Burton? Somebody shooting at you again?
That's not funny, Mr. Dollar.
Who's laughing?
A man's been murdered, you know. And I think that's anything but a laughing matter.
I said, who's laughing?
And except for the whims of fate, it might well be me lying dead at this moment.
And that's really why you're upset, isn't it, Burton? Because it might have been you. You're not really concerned about Al's death.
I was extremely fond of the boy.
You were no fonder of him than he was of you, so save that good old lovable Charlie business for your television audience. I never did buy it myself.
Dollar, may I remind you that your position...
I know my position in it. I'm an Ensenada to protect your life because some company was crazy enough to write a $500,000 policy on you. All right, you're still alive, aren't you? Goodbye, Burton.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Ensenada, Mexico, to the Home Office, Union States Casualty Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, The Laughing Matter. Expense account, final page. Item 12, 50 cents, 2 bottles of beer, 1 for myself and 1 for Capitan Parral. We sat in his office in the Comandancia de Police and drank them slowly and watched the sun sink behind the headlands across the bay. And we waited. The daytime heat reluctantly loosened its grip, and the town, pushing off the lethargy of afternoon, stirred to the quickened pace of evening. A sprinkling truck passed slowly, sweeping the dusty, rutted street with a spurting broom of water. Gleeful kids ran out behind it and splashed in the puddles, squealing happily. Spanish squeals they were. The Comandancias off the tourist beat, and all the while, somewhere back inside the building, an autopsy surgeon worked on a corpse.
Bueno, señor. Ya está listo. The medical is all finished now.
Well, what's the verdict, Perot?
It's what we are thinking. Él se mató por veneno. He was, how you say, poison.
What kind of poison?
Él dice cianura. How you call it?
Cyanide?
Si, senor, cyanide. And he say also are very much cyanide in this bottle which you has give to me.
Yeah, I thought it smelled like it. Al drank a glass and a half out of it and then dropped dead right in front of the camera.
And you are saying the wrong man has drunk it? The wrong one is get killed, no?
That's right. Charlie Burton was supposed to play that role himself. But this morning at breakfast, he agreed to let Al have the part. I was there, I heard it.
So if he was not do that, he is one who will be dead now.
Sure, Charlie Burton himself. And it figures, Parral. He's been the target all along. That threatening note that was slipped under his door, somebody firing a shot at him last night.
Si, seguro.
Then when they finally got their punch in, they tagged the wrong guy.
I don't understand what has happened to this Nacho Morales.
Relena's husband, the maid at the hotel that Charlie kept annoying.
Ensenada, no, is one big place. It's very small, this town. And we are look every place, senor, but we are no find this man.
I don't know, Parral. And yet I got a hunch he's the key to this whole thing.
We find him, senor. There's no way for escape this town. We find him muy pronto now. You bet your life.
Item 13, $1.40. Taxi back to the hotel. Lights were coming on. A cool breeze was starting to blow in off the Pacific, and the whole town was brightening up to the challenge of the night. But not me. Technically, of course, the job I'd been sent here to do was still under control. Big-time comedian Charlie Burton, a great big lovable scream to his public, had been insured by his television sponsor for $500,000. Then Burton had received the anonymous note threatening his life, so I was here to protect the insurance company's investment. I didn't care personally what happened to Burton. It was just a job. But I did care about Al.
Johnny?
Oh, hello, Gloria.
What is it, Johnny? What happened? No one seems to know anything definite about it.
Al Schreiber's dead. Poisoned. That's all I know about it. Come on in the lounge. I'll buy you a drink.
All right, Johnny. Have they found that man who was missing? What's his name?
Nacho Morales. No, he's still missing. This table all right?
Sure, anywhere.
Waiter.
Si, senor.
2 margaritas, please.
Muy bien.
Frank Maltz said something about Charlie and Al changing parts.
Yeah. Maltz got Charlie mad, and he made the switch to prove a point.
What point?
That Al wasn't ready for a starring role. Oh, that's right. You didn't come down for breakfast this morning.
No, I wasn't in today's scenes, so I just slept in.
It's just as well. It wasn't a very pretty sight.
Oh, it's a rotten shame. Al was a real swell guy.
Con permiso, señora.
Oh, here you are.
Gracias, senor.
Boy, the irony in this world, Johnny.
What do you mean?
Charlie Burton, who's been a rat all his life, makes his usual crude play for the maid here in the hotel, and what happens? Her husband hits back at the wrong man. Al gets killed. A kid who'd never harm anybody in his life, and Charlie gets off scot-free.
I was with Captain Peral last night when he talked to the Morales girl, Nacho's wife. She doesn't speak any English, Gloria, and she says her husband doesn't either.
Well, he wouldn't need to, would he, to pull a trigger or poison a bottle of
Maybe
water?
not. But he would, in order to write a threatening note in English.
Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
If Nacho's in it, he's not in it alone. And I've got a hunch he's...
El teléfono, senor.
Oh, thanks. Johnny Dollar.
This is Capitan Parral, senor.
What is it, Peral?
We have just found his man, Nacho Morales.
Good. I'll be right down.
But, Johnny, do you think Frank Maltz might have...
Not if he was after Charlie Burton. He knew that Al, not Burton, was going to drink out of that bottle.
But didn't everybody know that?
No, not everybody, Gloria. You didn't. Nacho Morales was sitting alone in the starkly barren detention room of the Comandancia. He was a small man, maybe a few years older than his wife. A field worker with gnarled hands and a bent back. He was waiting patiently, quietly, gripping the brim of his sombrero in his hands, trying to hide the fear, the terror that lay just behind his eyes. His eyes flickered slightly as Peral and I opened the steel-grilled door. And then he waited.
Buenos días, hombre.
Buenos días, capitán.
Tú eres Nacho Morales, ¿es verdad?
Sí, señor.
¿Y eres tu esposa de Evelina Morales?
Sí, señor.
¿Cómo pasó la noche, hombre?
Pues,
Blocked
regular,
off by
señor.
the barrier of language, I
Regular.
watched while Peral
¿Dónde estabas
questioned
anoche?
him, stopping now and then to translate.
En la barca de pesca.
Then Peral asked the question that started the avalanche.
Es la pura verdad, señor.
Dígame una cosa. ¿Por qué tú trataste de matar al señor anoche?
Why did you try to kill that man last night?
No, capitán, es mentira decirlo. Yo no traté de matar a nadie. No es
In
cierto
answer to
lo que
Peral's
usted
accusation,
puede
Nacho's
decir.
story poured out in a flood of Spanish. And as I stood there listening to it translated, I began to feel sick inside. I'd been blind. All the facts were there, all the evidence, and I'd still failed to spot the play. Nacho's story was the key. It fit, and I knew he was telling the truth. He'd been hiding out on a friend's fishing boat since the night before. He knew he'd be accused. Because he had been at the hotel when the shot was fired through Burton's window. He was hiding in the shrubbery by the terrace, and he'd seen the whole thing. The shot had been fired by Charlie Burton himself.
Who is it?
Johnny Dollar. I want to talk to you, Burton.
All right. Just a minute. What is it, Dollar? Have they caught that killer yet?
Nacho Morales, you mean? Yeah. Peral picked him up about an hour ago. I just came from there.
Has he confessed?
No, he hasn't.
They ought to beat it out of him. That's the only way to make that kind talk.
It is, huh? Sit down, Burton. I think you're due for a shock.
What are you talking about?
Nacho didn't try to kill you.
Well, then who did?
Nobody.
Are you crazy? What about Al Shriver? I suppose he's not even dead.
Oh, he's dead, all right. You ought to know. You killed him. That was your whole plan, wasn't it, Burton? To kill Al Shriver and get away with it. Everything else was a preliminary build-up.
Oh, that's very funny. You ought to be on television.
Well, there's going to be an opening soon. You wrote that threatening letter yourself.
What?
And then tore it up after Maltz had seen it so it couldn't be traced back to you.
You get better all the time.
You fired that shot through your window from the terrace there. More build-up. Then you made your play, that phony argument this morning.
Now, really,
Switching
Dollar.
parts with Al, putting him on the spot, making it look as though somebody had tried to poison you and missed. It was fairly clever, Burton, but you're still going to be tagged for it.
Does Peral know all this?
Why don't you ask him? I'll be glad to step...
All right, Dollar. Don't move. Get your hands up now. Real slow.
Is that the same gun you used last night?
You're wrong, you know. I'm not going to be tagged.
Relax, Burton. There's no capital punishment in Mexico. You can star in all the prison shows.
You're too smart, Dollar. You're like Al. And you know what happened when he got too smart.
You have dropped this gun, senor.
Peral.
I started to tell you I'd be glad to call him that he was listening out there on the terrace.
He's gone. You drop quick.
No.
Look out, Peral!
Mira, senor. I am not shoot too bad, I think.
No. No, not bad at all, Perel. Well, he asked for it.
I am see he is go to pull his trigger, so I are to shoot much fast. Bam, bam, bam. I tell you, he's look very surprised, senor.
Yeah. It's too bad he couldn't have seen the look on his face. A comedian would have really appreciated it. Why, he'd have died laughing. Item 14, $462.30. Hotel and miscellaneous in Ensenada and transportation back to Hartford. Expense account total, $791.55. End of account, end of report. Remarks? Ray policy on the life of Charles Z. Burton, deceased. Refer clause 34, subparagraph C, quote. If the insured dies while committing a felony, this policy is null and void, unquote. The Superior Court of Baja California rules that Burton was shot while resisting arrest and committing an assault with a deadly weapon. So you can keep your $500,000. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's intriguing story.
Next week, a frantic chase across the country after a girl who couldn't possibly exist. Then suddenly turned up. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Les Crutchfield, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in this week's cast were Virginia Gregg, John Daner, Lucille Meredith, Lawrence Dobkin, Gil Stratton, Harry Bartell, and Don Diamond. Musical supervision by Amerigo Marino and Carl Fortina. Be sure to join us on Monday night, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. Well, this was a good serial, some nice performances in here. I had one problem with the laughing matter, and here's the thing. I think that I really had trouble buying John Daner as a comedian here. And I don't know if it was his fault or if it was the fault of the writers. I noticed no real joke material for the most part, other than when they were describing that scene. And I think one difference between this program and a lot of other programs that feature comedians as either people who are murdered or who commit murder is usually the comedian is someone who is very sarcastic and cutting towards those around them. And while usually I think it's good to depart from a trope, in this case, I think that the trope really does have some power. A great and talented comedian is going to use sarcasm, is going to use humor as a weapon against his co-stars, because I think a lot of people who are abusive and have issues go ahead and they use the humor as a weapon. The lack of that here was somewhat bothersome, because Daner sounded like they were doing Shakespeare or something, and not one of the funny plays. All right, well, we did receive some comments regarding the indestructible Mike matter. And Steven says, I was expecting you to mention the Invincible Mike from Johnny Dollar last week was based on a true story. They adapted it, but Mike himself was pretty close to real life. Well, the reason, of course, that I didn't mention that is I did not know that it was a real life story. But apparently it was. It goes back to the days of the speakeasy. And several people got together and they said, this guy, just comes in here, drinks, there's no value to him being alive, but we could sure collect some insurance. So they laid out their plot. And they decided, it's just be pretty simple. We get the life insurance on the guy, invite him in, and he'll just drink himself to death. But that wasn't working. So then they started poisoning the alcohol. And that wasn't working. They gave him poison food, including raw oysters soaked in methanol. And spoiled sardines mixed in with poison and carpet tacks. And none of that worked. So then they took the guy whose name was Mike the Durable, or Iron Mike, the nickname Michael Malloy. They took him out there and they put him on a park bench when he was drunk and passed out. It was 14 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. They threw him in the snow and then poured 5 gallons of water on top of his bare chest. And then he showed up the next day asking for a drink. Then one of them was a cabbie, and he ran Mike down with his cab. And Mike went to the hospital for a few weeks, but then he showed up for a drink. And then finally they did actually succeed in killing him when once again he passed out, and they went ahead and they poisoned him with carbon monoxide. The problem that these crooks ran into, though, was that the story of Mike's durability, it spread around, and the police, they didn't believe it at first, but then they investigated it, and they found out what had truly happened. Because the killers had chosen carbon monoxide, which leaves traces long after death, and one person turned state's evidence, the guy who drove the cab, and he got life imprisonment. And the other 4 were sent to the electric chair. And the combined amount of money was probably less than we were dealing with in the indestructible Mike matter. The amount there amounted to $3,500, or around $61,000, split 4 ways, adjusted for inflation. Really, this whole murder Senate, it ended up taking a comical turn, darkly comic, but there was a real story behind it. And there's a listing here on Wikipedia of some of the stories. This inspired an episode of Gangbusters. It's inspired a play and a couple bits of song. as well as an episode of the BB series QI, and an episode of Amazing Stories, and a novel, All Dames Are Dynamite, back in the 1940s. So you learn something new every day. All right, well, we have more comments. This one regarding Howard McNear. Just finishing listening to the Johnny Dollar episode, Indestructible Mike. I really enjoy Howard McNear's characterization of the role. I don't know anyone who could have played the role better. In fact, I've enjoyed everything I've heard or seen him do. His Doc Adams on Gunsmoke is genius work, and of course the Andy Griffith Show was a showcase for him. I understand that deriving a top 100 of anything opens opportunities for critics, but I was surprised that he did not make your list. Think about how different all of the shows would have been without Howard McNear. He deserves a tribute. Well, John, I definitely agree he deserves a tribute. There's always, you alluded to it, a big challenge in making the top 100 list. And Howard McNear is one of those people I wish I could have found a room for. I think that when you get very far in the list, you kind of get into, oh gosh, I really would like to have this person in there, but then I'd also like to have that one. So he was one, didn't quite make the cut. I think I'd heard him in a lot of shows very similar. Suspense, Johnny Dollar, the lineup. I don't know, maybe if I were making the list this year with all of the episodes of Johnny Dollar and the lineup I've heard this year, it might make the list. I don't know, it may just be a matter of perspective. All right, well, we've gone kind of long. I have one more email, but it's not Johnny Dollar specific, so I'll save it for after our Carter Brown case. So here now is The Lady Was Lethal, Part 3.
Carter Brown, Mysteries. Adventures in excitement and suspense, based on the best-selling novels by the slick storytelling sensation, Carter Brown.
I was working in the dark, and I wished someone would turn on some light. With the firm of Williams and Eaton deprived of the services of Hank Williams by sudden death, it left me, Mrs. Eaton's little boy Johnny, carrying the ball. The only drawback was that I didn't know what the ball was supposed to look like, or where I was supposed to boot it.
Well, what did you do with this babyface Brill after you knocked him out?
Hal Waltham, the Blues Club manager, came over, and I gave babyface to him.
What does it all mean, Johnny?
Helen, I wish I knew.
It certainly looks like it's all tied in with Hank's murder.
That is for sure. Your brother had something or knew something. Why the heck the dumbox always insisted on playing his cards close to his chest, I'll never know. If only he'd left a note, some hint.
Even if he had, you'd still never have found it. That Laban man would have got it first.
Yeah, I guess so. How's the apartment, Helen?
Oh, it's all right, Johnny. I'm afraid I can't take much interest in anything till Hank's killer is...
Yeah, I know, honey. I know. Now, who's that, I wonder?
I can tell you. It's a man named Stokes. He called up this morning and wanted to see you. I told him you'd be in the office about this time.
Okay, Helen. Let him in. Huh?
All right, Johnny.
Mr. Eaton?
Yes, sir. He's in the small office there. Won't you go in?
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Eaton. My name is Stokes.
Good morning. Shut the office door. We'll be nice and private. You wanted to see me? What can I do for you, Mr. Stokes?
I read about your partner's death. A terrible business.
His sister and I agree with you.
I have his murder on my conscience, Mr. Eaton. You see, I am the man responsible.
You mean you?
Oh, no. I don't mean I'm the man who pulled the trigger, though I might just as well have done so. I'm the man who hired your partner for the investigation that led to his death.
The client? Hank's client.
Yes. I hired Mr. Williams to investigate the Blues Club and give me proof of the bribery and corruption which came from it.
Can I ask why, Mr. Stokes?
I'm a rich man, Mr. Eaton. I had a daughter. She went to the Blues Club a few times. I suppose she thought it was exciting that they knew her, knew where she came from, knew that there was money behind her.
Go on, Mr. Stokes.
You know the story, Mr. Eaton. It's an old story. Not even a very exciting story, except to the people directly concerned. She spent her allowance, she sold her jewelry, her clothes, she stole things from the house. And then finally she couldn't stand it any longer.
I'm sorry. I can understand how you feel.
I think perhaps you can, Mr. Eaton. I know how your partner felt about you, and I imagine you felt the same way about him. I wanted him to get me proof of the Blues Club's activities, proof that it was allowed to exist by a number of people holding positions of public trust. And I think he had it.
Yeah, I've got reason to think that, too.
The morning of the day he was killed, he called me. Said he had something really big, and that he was sending you an urgent wire to come back and help him with it. The next thing I knew was the notice of his death in the papers.
You're going to ask me if I have that proof, Mr. Stokes. I haven't. But I know the people concerned haven't got it either. He hid it somewhere. And we don't know just where. But it must turn up sooner or later.
I can only pray that it does, Mr. Eaton. I came here this morning to ask you to take over where Mr. Williams left off.
Well, I'm doing that in any case.
Of course. But I should like you to consider this check as bringing the retainer up to date.
$2,000? That's a lot of hay.
I told you. My feed bag is well filled. Here's my card. You can reach me at that phone number or address.
Right, Mr. Stokes. I'll keep you informed.
You may believe me, Mr. Eaton, when I say that once I get my hands on whatever Williams unearthed, I shall know the best quarters in which to make use of it. Good morning, Mr. Eaton, and good luck. Goodbye, young lady.
Goodbye, sir. Well, who was he, Johnny?
He was your brother's client.
Johnny? Then you know what it's all about?
I've got an idea, and tonight I'm going to make sure. Tonight, I'm paying the Blues Club another visit. I got there early. The club was only half full. The waiters were looking bored, and after a couple of drinks, I donned the dull expression, too. I folded a couple of 5 spots in half, held them prominently in my hand, and signaled the guy who'd served me.
Same again, sir?
No. This is a bit slow. I'd like to go upstairs.
Upstairs, sir?
Don't kid me. A pal of mine told me all about this joint. I want some fun. How about it?
I'll inquire, sir. If you'll just wait.
I waited, with my fingers crossed and my eye on the entrance in case the hefty hunk that was Tiny Laban showed up. Then the waiter was back.
If you'll follow me, sir.
Sure. We went past the band to a doorway next to the kitchen. And up a narrow staircase to an iron door at the top. The waiter rapped on the door.
Yeah. New member. Okay. Come on in. New member, huh? What's the name?
Hyde. Jekyll Hyde.
Cost you $50 entrance fee, Mr. Hyde.
Sure.
Okay, you're in. Through that door. Help yourself.
It was a large room, well supplied with gambling tables. It was also well supplied with babes. One of them, a red-headed, swivel-hipped model with the latest type chassis, swayed over.
Hello there. You're a new member?
That's right.
I'm Anna.
Nice to know you. I go for a girl with your manner, Anna.
Would you like to play?
That's what I came for. What can you offer?
There's roulette, baccarat, shimmy, or dice.
Dice is strictly for the proletarians. I think I'll have A whirl at the wheel.
Have some more champagne, honey?
No. Like the man in the song, I get no kick from champagne.
Try one of the other tables.
What for? I dropped $400 on the roulette. What makes you think I'll be any luckier at the others?
Say, you're really down, aren't you, Sugar?
Right down. Down where you can't get no downer. I want something exciting, something new, something with a real lift in it.
Maybe I could do something about that. Come with me. In here. Give me $200 and I'll get it for you.
Okay.
Just wait here.
I lit a cigarette and waited. I thought I was getting closer. Closer to finding out what Hank had found out. Then I remembered he'd got killed for it.
Here you are, honey.
Just 2 pellets? Comes high, doesn't it? $100 a pellet.
That's the real thing. You ought to be grateful.
I am, baby. And I'm going to demonstrate my gratitude to you.
You are, Sugar? How?
Like this.
Oh!
Sorry, Anna, but it's time I was going. I wouldn't want you to stop me. I got past the gorilla at the iron door with no trouble and walked through the club with my gun in my pocket and my fingers cold round the butt. Half an hour later, I was in my apartment, and the 2 little white pellets were safely stowed away. Whether they'd make evidence or not, I wasn't sure. I thought I'd ask Lieutenant Jorgensen sometime. But at last, I knew exactly what went on at the Blues Club.
Good morning, Johnny. Do you always get into the office this early?
Sure, Helen, when I'm breaking in a new secretary.
You can't call me new. I've been working here for 3 days now. Did you get anywhere at the Blues Club last night?
Yep, I got into their private rooms.
And you found out?
A few interesting items.
Well, here's another interesting item. This letter and package arrived here.
Uh-huh. Addressed to you in Kentucky and forwarded on.
Yes. The day after I came here, I wired back leaving your office as my forwarding address. Here, read the letter first.
But that's Hank's handwriting. Dear Helen, this is terribly urgent or I wouldn't be bothering you. Enclosed is a package. It is vitally important. Please put it in your safe deposit till I send for it. Johnny Eaton is on his way back from Detroit, so I can't send it to him, and I daren't carry it around with me. When I get some time, I'll tell you all about it. When are you coming over for that holiday? Love, Hank.
When am I coming over for that holiday?
No, take it easy now, sweetheart. See, let's take a look at that package.
It's a notebook.
Hey.
What is it?
Wait a minute. Oh, I'll be... Wow.
What is it?
It's dynamite. It's loaded. No wonder they wouldn't stop at murder to try and get it back.
But what is it?
Well, without looking at it from beginning to end, it looks like a record of payments, a record of bribery and corruption, of people they paid to keep their mouths shut. City Hall, state politics, the police, and the narcotics squad.
Narcotics?
Yeah, that's one of the items I found out last night. The Blues Club's a front for dope peddling. Honey, this little book will lift the roof off the city if it ever hits the press. It'll smash prominent people, people in positions of trust, respectable people. Say, you don't believe it until you see it. And now we've got it.
Johnny Eaton, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking of using this little book as bait. We might hook quite a lot of fish.
Isn't that dangerous?
Sure. It was dangerous for Hank. I owe them something for that. And this is paying off time.
Welcome back. Well, he knows everything, and we're going to get the wind-up. And these can be pretty interesting. I think we've had a couple of them. And usually they can be somewhat madcap escapades. So that's what I'm bracing for next week. And I hope you'll join us for next week's episode of The Lady Was Lethal. All right. Well, now another email, this one from Alan in Texas. Who writes, I was fortunate to find your Great Detectives podcast about 2 years ago. I listened to 2 to 4 episodes most work days while driving to and from work, and I'm grateful for the fine product you provide. While I first found your podcast, I was driving between Houston and Fort Worth every week, and listening to your podcast helped make the week go by quickly. I'm listening to episodes from September and October of this year and listened to a reader comment that asked for suspense and or horror programs. Try relicradio.com, which offers 12 different podcasts. And I do believe they do have a suspense podcast. So thanks so much for that tip, Alan. And thank you so much for listening. I truly appreciate it. All right, well, that will do it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with the lineup. Join us back here on Monday, for another episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. And Friday, we wrap up The Lady Was Lethal. Well, before we do get started, I want to let you know that today's program is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners, and you can support the show at support.greatdetectives.net. Also over at greatdetectives.net this weekend, I have my review of the Australian radio drama series Deadly Nightshade, the second of the Gregory Keane serials. And you can have all of the articles from greatdetectives.net delivered by subscribing on Kindle, and you can try that out free for 2 weeks. Just go to Amazon.com, search for Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. Okay, well, we have a little bit of an extra bonus for today's episode. The lineup was airing right before the evening news, and the cases were a bit shorter to accommodate the evening news. Well, this particular recording actually had a copy of the evening news that came after the lineup. And my initial instinct was just to go ahead and cut the file. But we don't have any listener comments, so I decided to include it. It's from October 22nd, 1952, and I guess we can compare campaign rhetoric from then, as the presidential election was a few days away, versus what we have now. But a nice little historical extra. Let's enjoy the lineup, the Green Cap case.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take you now behind the scenes of a police headquarters in a great American city, where under the cold, glaring lights will pass before us the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. This is the lineup.
Not late, am I, Lieutenant?
No, you're in time, Frank.
All that rain outside, I thought I'd never get here.
Still coming down?
Well, something fierce.
And we can sit right here.
Sure. How does this thing work anyway, Lieutenant, this lineup?
Well, there's the sergeant now.
May I have your attention, please? You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Cogger, Sergeant Pete Cogger. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I'll call off a number, their name, and charge. If you have any questions or identifications, please remember the number assigned to the prisoner as I call his name. At the end of each line, when I ask for questions or identifications, call out the number. If you're sure or not too sure of the suspect, have him held. The questions I ask these suspects are merely to get a natural tone of voice, so do not pay too much attention to their answers, as they often lie. All right, bring on the line. Step it up, boys. That's right. Right over here to the end of the stage. Keep it moving. That's right over here. Step it up. And now turn, all of you, and face the screen. Keep your hands at your sides. Look straight ahead. All right, number 1, Jefferson Dykestaff, possession of stolen goods. Move right up there, Jeff. That's right. Where do you live, Jeff?
I don't know why you got me up here, Sergeant. You ain't got nothing on me.
Where do you live, Jeff?
Oh, I got a nice little apartment over on Sedgway Street, Sergeant.
What number on Sedgway?
It's 1408, the second apartment in the rear. I don't know why you got me up here.
You're charged with possession of stolen goods, Jeff.
Well, I don't understand that, Sergeant.
You should. The arresting officers report they examined a trunk in your apartment and found the following items. 227 assorted men's wristwatches, 143 assorted women's watches, 19 rings, 3 diamond pins, 5 pearl necklaces, 17 bracelets. Want to hear more, Jeff?
What's all that got to do with me being here?
Most of these items were reported stolen, Jeff.
They were?
Where'd you get them?
Get what?
The stolen goods that were found in your trunk.
Well, I don't know why you got me up here, Sergeant. You just ain't got nothing on me.
All right, slide on down, Jeff. Number 2, Ralph Crapella, assault with a deadly weapon. Step right up there, Ralph. That's right. Where do you live, Ralph?
Freight yards.
How long you been in town?
Long enough.
How long, Ralph?
I don't have to answer no questions.
And you didn't have to slug that railroad detective with a piece of lead pipe?
I saw I slugged him.
Why'd you do it, Ralph?
He had it coming.
Why?
The dirty fink telling me to get out of the yards. I hope I beat his lousy brains out.
You almost did. He's on the critical
Well,
list.
he had it coming, a lousy cop. I hope he croaks. And that goes for the rest of you stinking bulls, too. I hope you all croak.
All right, slide on down, Ralph.
Yeah, you all got it coming, you lousy fakes.
Shut up, Ralph.
Yeah, take them clubs and them guns, and what do you got? Just a bunch of lousy fakes. I hope you all croak.
I said shut up.
Yeah, I'd like to feel all your lousy brains out, you stinking cop.
Get him out of here.
Come on, yeah, I'm gonna do it, too, you hear? And your boy's the only one. I'll get more of you.
Take him in the tank to cool off.
Yeah, you get it, all right. I'll fix your lousy brains out, you lousy stinking thing.
All right, number 3, William Goodsall, open charge. Step right up, Bill. Take your hat off. That's right. Where do you live, Bill?
Hacienda Motel.
Sing out, Bill. It's a long way to the back of the room. Where do you live?
Hacienda Motel.
Where's that?
Out of the 105th and Lexington.
How long you live there?
3 days.
Keep your head up, Bill. Look at the screen. Where'd you live before that?
Jennings Motor Court, Washington and Price.
For how long?
2, 3 days.
Hey, Lieutenant.
What kind of work do you do,
That
Bill?
guy.
Recognize him?
He looks like him, all right.
When's the last
The
time?
guy that held me up.
Did work.
You sure?
Yeah, that's him,
What
Lieutenant.
kind of work, Bill?
See how that scar in his nose sticks out now? Oh, yeah, that's him, all right.
Okay.
What were you doing?
Sergeant Carger.
Yes, sir.
Hold number 3. Okay, Pete, let's go.
Took you long enough, Ben.
Number 3 decided to copper.
Didn't have to pick a bowling night. Where'd you get him on?
Restaurant holdup. Frank's Cafe.
Over on Drexel Street?
Yeah.
What was his take?
$16.
Frank's business can't be so good.
If you ever ate there, you'd know why.
Oh, hold it, Ben, Pete.
No? Something up, Klein?
Yeah, 211 shooting gas station at Harper and 67th. Captain Warlow wants you to cover.
Why us?
The attendant's dead.
You got here first, Crafton?
That's right, Lieutenant. Me and my partner, Salverson, car 62. We got the 211 flash at 817 and tore over.
Who put the call in?
Fellow by the name of Chalmers. He was waiting when we got here. That's him with Salverson over there.
Want to get him, Pete?
Yes, sir. I can pin down the time pretty close, Lieutenant.
How's that?
Well, been 2 holdups here in the past couple of months. We got orders to keep an eye on the place. We came by about 8:12. Everything was okay then.
So it happened between 8:12 and 8:17.
Yeah, that's right.
The attendant dead when you got here?
Yeah, that's right.
This is Mr. Chalmers, Lieutenant Guthrie.
Hi, Mr. Chalmers.
Well, I'm okay now. I guess kind of excited, I guess. I never saw a dead man
You put in the
before.
call for the police?
You'd think I would have seen one at my age, but I never saw one before.
You're the one who called the police?
Yes, sir, I called in, Lieutenant. I didn't touch anything. I know about not touching anything. There's a pay booth over there, so I called in from there.
How'd you happen to find him?
Well, sir, I drove in here to get some gas. That's my car right over there, that 51 Chevy. Lights were all on and everything, but nobody was around, so I waited for a while, and when nobody come out, I got out of the car and went into the office.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the floor with all that blood around. I come out again fast and called the police from that pay booth.
Well, thanks, Mr. Chalmers. Stick around for a few minutes, will you? I want to ask you a couple of more questions.
Oh, sure, Lieutenant. Be glad to. I'll be in my car. It was kind of a shock. I never saw a dead man before, you know. I'll be in.
Let's see how the lab boys are doing, Pete.
Yeah, sure. Get anything from traffic?
Only the approximate time, between 8:12 and 8:17.
How's it going, Fuller?
Oh, hi, Lieutenant. It'll take us another half, 3/4 of an hour. Quite a mess in here.
Yeah, you must have put up quite a fight.
At least 3 slugs in him, maybe 4.
Now, what's that under the ladder over there?
Huh? A green cap.
The attendants?
Don't know. We'll check it at the lab.
Must have been counting his receipts just before it happened.
Yeah. Ledger book. Lots of small change and bills scattered around.
Looks like whoever did it couldn't have taken anything.
Yeah, only the attendant's life.
Can you come out here a minute, Ben?
Sure, Quine.
This is John Pashley, Lieutenant, company supervisor for the service stations in this area. Ben came down to see if he could help. Lieutenant Guthrie.
I'm glad to know you, Lieutenant.
Nice of you to come down, Mr. Pashley.
It's my job. Even if it wasn't, I'd be here. Brennizer was one of our best men.
Oh? That was his name?
Yeah, William Brennizer. Been with us since October of 45. We put him on as night manager of the station here at Harper and 67th a little over a year ago.
You know anything else about him?
Well, let's see. He's 38, married. Wife's name's Mary. 2 children. Girl 14, boy 7. It's going to be tough on them.
Yeah.
You know what happened here yet?
Well, looks like an attempted robbery. With Brennizer trying to put up a fight.
Yeah, but our men are all warned not to resist if any such attempts are made, Lieutenant.
Have you seen the inside of that office?
I guess there was a struggle, all right, but I didn't think Brennizer would put up a fight.
Why not?
He thought too much of his wife and kids. He'd been trying to get off night work because of them. Asked for a transfer to a day job upstate.
Too bad he didn't get it.
Well, he did. He's going up there next week.
Hate this job.
Yeah. Somebody's got to do it.
Sure is a lousy night.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Mrs. Brennizer?
That's right.
We're police officers. Could we talk to you for a minute, please?
Why, sure. Come in out of that rain.
Thanks.
Do you mind coming back to the kitchen? I've got some pies in the oven. I don't want them to burn.
Well, sure.
You're a policeman, you say?
That's right, Mrs. Brennizer.
Friends of Bill's, are you?
Well, not exactly.
Excuse me a minute. I want to check those pies. I'm baking some apple pies. They're Bill's favorites. He'll be home in a little while, and he loves hot apple pie when he comes home. I'll be ready in a minute. I thought maybe you were those 2 squad car men who ride around near the gas station.
No, we're not them.
Bill's told me about them, how they sort of keep an eye on the place. Makes me feel better knowing they're around. Bill working nights and all, you know.
Mrs. Brennizer, there was some trouble down at the filling station tonight.
Trouble?
Attempted holdup.
Bill, something's happened to... What's happened? Tell me, what's happened?
Your husband was shot, Mrs. Brennizer.
Shot? Bill's shot?
Yes, ma'am.
No. It couldn't be. Where is he? I've got to get to him. Where is he? Bill's dead, isn't he? Dead?
Yes, ma'am.
He promised me he wouldn't fight if anybody tried to hold him up. He promised. And we're leaving next week. He's being transferred to a new job upstate. He won't have to work nights anymore. He won't have to work nights. Oh, excuse me, please. Eyes, I think they're burning.
Sure.
Children were looking forward to it. Having their daddy home for dinner. They've missed that. Not having their daddy home for dinner.
Tomorrow night, most of these same CBS stations will present another lineup. A great lineup of musical shows. The Jack Smith Dinah Shore Show, the Peggy Lee Show, the Doris Day Show, and the Bing Crosby Show, with Jimmy Stewart as Bing's special guest. So, for a great musical lineup, be with CBS tomorrow night.
Hi, Pete.
Here's ballistics report on the slugs that killed Brennizer, Ben.
Oh, good. Let's see. 32 caliber automatic fired from foreign smokeless cartridge cases. Foreign?
Yeah. Bricker says probably a Belgian make.
Uh-huh. The automatic used at right-hand rifling. Anything on record that matches?
Oh, nothing.
Nah, there wouldn't be.
You get the autopsy report?
There it is. One bullet wound, vicinity right temple. One just to the left of the spine at the shoulder blade. One at the shoulder joint. Another below the armpit to the rear. One eye badly bruised.
4 shots, 3 in the back.
Uh-huh.
How do you figure it happened?
Well, Brennizer must have started counting his receipts around 8 o'clock. At 8:05, Traft and Salverson came by in car 62. A couple of minutes later, somebody walked in with a gun.
Must have cased the joint. Knew about 62 and waited till it got clear.
Yeah, could be. Brennizer put up a fight for a while, and that's when the ladder turned over and the killer lost his cap.
Are you sure the cap wasn't Brennizer's?
His wife and brother-in-law say no.
Oh, you want some coffee, Ben?
Not now.
What about all those shots?
Brennizer must have tried to break away. That's when he got the 3 in the back.
And the 4th one in the temple after he hit the deck?
Yeah.
There wasn't any holdup, Ben.
No. Something's phony.
Has to be. All those shots, no money taken. Brennizer puts up a fight when company orders are to relax.
Must be great to work out a homicide. Nothing to do but guzzle coffee all day.
Different in the lab, huh, Fuller?
Yeah, you know it.
Sure. Slaving all day over a hot pinochle deck.
You should live so long.
What have you got for us on that cap, Fuller?
Well, it's size 6 7/8. The taping is unusual. 50% cotton, 50% wool. Cap was made on 2 types of sewing machines. One was a Singer single needle, number 24/7. The other a Singer double needle, number 24/36.
Boiled down, what does it mean?
You shouldn't have any trouble running down the manufacturer.
Anything else?
I suppose you'd like a description of the killer.
Well, that'd help.
You might try looking for a young white male with medium brown straight hair.
Thanks, we will. Kate, take McDonald, Sloan, Asher, and Quine, make the round of the cap manufacturers. Find out who made that cap, what store handled it, who bought it.
Right.
I'll check with Brennizer's family. Look for another motive besides robbery. Guthrie.
It's Quine, Ben.
Hey, what's up?
Got another gas station job like Brennizer. They got one of the guys who did it.
Hi, Ben. Pete.
Hi.
Another Brennizer deal, all right. Stick up, shooting, no dough taken.
The attendant dead?
Yeah. 2 punks pulled the job. Lieutenant shot one of them before he died. Other one got away. He was wearing a green cap then. The twin of the one we found at Brennizer's.
Where's the one who was shot?
Over there. They're loading him into the ambulance.
Now, let's get over.
Sure. He's in a bad way. They figure he'll be DOA.
Easy.
Can he talk?
Little. Doesn't make much sense.
Okay, that does it. Let's get moving, Mike.
How is he, Doc?
Don't bet on him.
Can he talk?
And nothing can hurt him now.
I'll ride along, all right?
Sure, hop in.
Bring back my car, Pete.
Okay, Ben. Let's go, Mike. Help yourself, Lieutenant. All I can do is push some saline solution into him.
Okay, Doc. What's your name, Mac? Can you hear me? What's your name?
Trigger happy. Ozzy. Punk. Trigger happy.
Who's trigger happy?
Hold him. Gotta have dough. It's a sense to shoot. Gotta have dough. You a cop?
That's right. Did you shoot down that station attendant?
Am I gonna die? Am I?
Let's get at that arm, huh, Lieutenant?
Sure.
Am I gonna die? I don't want to die.
Who gunned down that attendant?
Torch. Trigger happy punk.
Torchy who?
Don't know. Last name. Steve. Something. Gunned him down.
Where can I find him?
Don't want to die.
Where does Torchy work?
Garage.
What garage?
Just shooting all he wants. No dough. Shooting.
What garage?
How am I gonna
Let me get that needle out, Lieutenant.
No use wasting any more of this stuff. Who's covering the garages, Ben?
Burton and Marzani. They got a squad each.
Lots of garages in town.
Yeah, lots of guys by the name of Steve, too.
Yeah.
Anything on the caps?
Well, Quine should be in soon with a preliminary report. How are you making out on the grudge motive?
Family says nothing doing. I have a call in for Pashley.
Brenner's his boss at the oil company?
Yeah.
Hey, what about ballistics?
No report yet. But I'll give you 8 to 5 the same type slugs killed both men.
No bet.
Yeah. Guthrie?
This is Pashley, Lieutenant. Sir, I got that message you left for me. I think you might have something there.
How's that, Pashley?
Well, I hadn't thought of it until I got your message, but Brennizer was going to be transferred upstate next week.
Yeah, I know.
Well, he had an assistant working for him at the station, a young kid around 19. He thought he ought to get Brennizer's job, but Brennizer wouldn't recommend him, though. Too unreliable. They threw a few punches about it.
What's this man's name?
Well, I went along with Brennizer, of course. Had to fire the boy. He blamed Brennizer for it. Said something about getting even.
What's his name?
Oh, well, I looked it up as soon as I got your message. It's Warren. Steve Warren. Pretty unsteady kid emotionally.
How bad. Do they ever call him Torchy?
Oh, that I wouldn't know.
You got an address for him?
Yeah, we have, but it's no good.
How's that?
Mailed out his severance pay, and it came back unknown at that address.
Oh. Well, what about references, relatives, anything like that?
I might have something better for you.
What?
Well, one of the boys here ran into him a couple of days ago, said he was working at Rutger's Garage, 1900 block on Halverson. You think that might help?
It might. Okay, Pete?
Nobody's come out here.
And Warren's still in there.
What's the pitch?
Holland and Travis have the exit ramps covered. Burton at the rear door, Johnson Ashen at the sides.
How do we take him?
He's working the grease pits. Main floor in the rear. Floor manager's got everybody working as usual. Shouldn't be any trouble. Let's go in.
Yeah.
Grease pits are back that way.
Oh, I see him. Which one's Warren?
Over on the left. Packing the wheels in that Buick.
Young kid. Looks harmless enough.
The runners have found out different.
Well, I think he spotted us, Ben.
Yeah. Try to take him easy. Don't want any shooting in here.
Walking away. Heading for that elevator.
Watch it, Pete.
He made it.
Yeah. Let's hit that ramp.
You might have winged him, Ben.
Maybe.
Hey, where's that elevator go?
All the way up, 6 floors.
That could be tough.
If it goes up 6 floors, it will be. My legs can't take this gaff anymore. We're lucky, Pete. He's up here on 2. Elevator door's open.
Yeah. All those cars. It's tough to spot them.
Take that side. I'll try over here. It's no good, Warren. You're all through. Toss down that gun and come out.
I see him, Ben, back of that yellow Chevy.
Better make it easy for yourself, Warren. Toss that gun and come out with your hands over your head. You'll never get out alive, Warren. We have men all over the place. Better come out before we go in after you. I'm getting closer, Warren. There'll be no second chance. I'm getting closer. Get him, Pete?
Okay, Ben.
Call it in, Pete.
Yeah. Wonder if Quine ever came up with anything on that cap.
The lineup, where before you pass the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. Listen again next week when we again bring you the lineup.
May I have your attention, please? You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Cogger, Sergeant Pete Cogger. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I'll call off a number, their name, and charge. If you have any questions or identifications, please remember the number assigned to the prisoners. I call his name at the end of
The Lineup, starring Bill Johnstone as Lieutenant Ben Guthrie with Jack Moyles as Sergeant Pete Carger, was written by Sidney Marshall with music by Eddie Dunstetter. Featured in tonight's cast were Parley Bear, Howard McNear, Bob Sweeney, Hy Everback, Jim Nusser, Herb Ellis, Sidney Miller, Bob Griffin, and Virginia Gregg. The Lineup is produced and directed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle. If ever a gal labored too long to land her mate, that gal is Millie, and Millie's mom. There's an unselfish, devoted mother. Does she ever think of herself? No, she's right in there helping Millie get her man. Maybe Millie won't succeed in getting the boss's son, but you'll succeed in laughing when you meet Millie, starring Audrey Totter, Thursday nights on most of these same CBS radio stations. Dan Coverly speaking, and remember, the Star's address is the CBS Radio Network.
Here's Robert Trout with 5 minutes of the latest news brought to you by the Ford dealers of your community. Big in everything but price. That's the all-new Ford. It's your best car buy for $52. You get a huge expanse of windows, including a curved one-piece windshield. You get more usable interior space than in any other low-priced car. And you get a smooth, level ride thanks to Ford's automatic ride control that takes bounce out of bumps, tilt out of turns. See the car that's taken America's heart. See the 52 Ford at your Ford dealers. Now, your nightly reporter, Robert Trout.
The government cracked down tonight, on the leaders of the Communist Party in the United States, ordering the immediate surrender of 8 of them facing deportation, an action leading to the possible deportation of 10 more. Simultaneously, at the United Nations, Secretary General Trygve Lie was discharging an American employee of the UN who refused to tell a Senate subcommittee whether he's engaged in espionage against the United States. Another American employed by the UN was suspended on similar grounds, and 9 others placed on special leave pending a full investigation. The powerful political committee of the United Nations took an unexpected action tonight, voting 51-5 for an immediate debate on the touchy Korean question. We have no late report on the fighting in Korea, but the Defense Department in Washington reports 962 American casualties last week, which is the highest toll since July. The latest shots in the political war were fired a few minutes ago by President Truman in Pittsburgh, where he's fighting to win for Governor Stevenson the 36 electoral votes of Pennsylvania, which the president himself lost to Thomas Dewey 4 years ago. Before an enthusiastic Pittsburgh audience tonight, President Truman said he's glad to see that in recent days, General Eisenhower, speaking in the eastern states, has sounded somewhat less like an isolationist. But, said the president, I cannot trust a man who has played this kind of game with the grave issues of national security. And he urged his listeners to choose a man who maintains his principles under fire, and that is, he said, Governor Stevenson. In upstate New York, General Eisenhower finished a New England tour before enormous audiences with a speech tonight in Troy, where he devoted himself to the subject of the nation's finances. He accused the administration of systematically encouraging inflation and using inflation as a national policy. The general's remedy consists of 3 steps. 1, knocking down the administration idol of cheap money. 2, getting unified action from the government's economic agencies. And 3, slicing the fat out of the national budget. And General Eisenhower spoke scornfully of the administration's controls over prices. He said they are nothing but weak stopgaps. Governor Adlai Stevenson is in New York State, too, and we're just getting the reports of his speech in Buffalo, where he said General Eisenhower is guilty of a cruel hoax by holding out hope for the swift release of people who are now enslaved behind the Iron Curtain. And Governor Stevenson went on, it's a great tragedy that the Republican Old Guard has now succeeded in doing what Hitler's best generals never could do. They have captured General Eisenhower. 2 items from abroad. The coalition government of Austria has fallen after 7 years of running the country, the members of its various parties unable to agree on a budget for the coming year. And a note from Iran, which has now definitely broken off diplomatic relations with Great Britain. The Foreign Ministry of Iran borrowed a book from the British Embassy in Tehran, a book on the rules to be followed when a nation breaks relations with another. The Iranians borrowed the rule book several weeks ago, and when the British asked for it back last week, the Iranian government said they were still using it. But now the break is official, and Iran should be able to return to the British the book on how to break relations. This is Robert Trout in New York. Now here's Harry Clark for the Ford dealer in your community.
Watch the buyers go Ford. Proof that the great new Ford is the standout car of the year, the only completely new car in the low-price field. It's the only car in its class to offer a choice of high-compression V8 or 6 engines, 3 great transmissions, 18 beautiful models, and a wide choice of body, upholstery, and color combinations. Visit your Ford dealers tomorrow. Test drive the 1952 Ford, the ablest car on the American road. Listen to Robert Trout in the news tomorrow night over the CBS Radio Network.
Welcome back. Well, they didn't even have to pay anyone to play the killer in this episode. As to the newscast, I always found it really interesting. And one of those reminders that our generation did not invent the over-the-top political attack. Well, that will do it for today. If you have a comment, send it to me, box13@greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and become one of our friends on Facebook. Facebook.com/Radio Detectives. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.